recording as well. Okay. So.
I am. That's like my niche, though.
Alright. We look like we are live. We're live again.
This is the wisest. His 18 deaths.
Okay. I think we're live again.
I usually handle like 20 straight.
I'm a rogue and I have 16 deaths.
Cool.
Me too.
Guys, I believe. Give me just 1 second. I'm testing audio. Hey guys, quiet real quick. We're gonna. I'm making sure audio sounds okay. Hey guys, quiet real quick. We're gonna making sure audio sounds okay. I'm gonna roll the die. Quiet. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. All right. Well, welcome to episode 1 of Amnesia Party.
We're all gonna die.
Before we jump into the actual stream, into the actual storytelling of it, just want to go around and introduce everyone's name again for the stream. If anyone watched last week's episode, that was just kind of our character creation, making sure everyone knew what their character was, what they could do, all their abilities. So going around the table, let us introduce ourselves, our character name, and our character class. So starting over here.
I am. My name is Eli. Hello. I am Zailien. I am a very human. I am a mannequin.
And if you have any questions about what their classes are, you can refer back to last week's episode where they will have. I'll try and get timestamps so you can click through each one. But the mannequin is pretty cool.
I'm a rogue, and I can change my face. What you want now?
Is that your character voice?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Jumping over to. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Baki.
Well, you're
Oh,
Mark.
My name is Mark. Okay,
playing Baki.
My name is Mark, and I'm playing Baki.
And what's your class?
I'm an Iron Falcon.
Yeah.
I'm Eric. I'm playing Dwayne Bumblesnatch. And I'm a Highwire.
Yeah.
Is that seriously your name?
Yep.
It's the best name. Best name.
Dwayne
The way you
Bumblesnatch. Is that right?
I'm Derek, and I'm playing Amon. He is a X-Blade Hunter.
Yes.
Well, technically just a Hex Hunter. If you were a Hex Blade Hunter, that'd be something else entirely. Which would
That'd be a multi-class.
Or you're hunting Hex Blades, which would be pretty dangerous because they're pretty beefy boys. But yeah, Amon's pretty cool character.
I'm Anthony, aka Red 5. I'll be playing Rick, and he is a nomad.
That's
Rick.
I'm Justin, playing Setheras Braewynn.
Jesus fucking.
I'm a soul warden.
Rick. Setheras Braewynn.
Yes.
There's a staunch line between normal
He's
man
the one we
and,
send into like. We need them to think we're normal.
You could call him Seth for short. I just realized that actually.
What's our normal people names?
But don't call him Seth because he'll get really angry.
Okay.
But anyway, I am Brandon. I'm going to be the dungeon master. Introducing everyone to. Well, I guess does anyone have any questions before we get started? Because I'm going to go into my spiel and introduce the world of Viltere.
Hit me with that spiel.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Spiel.
We need
spiel
it.
shot.
The year is 1971 of the Falling Day calendar. Nearly 2 millennia after the event known as Falling Day, where all of the dragons were banished from the world, the civilized peoples of the island continent of Noros took several centuries to adjust to the new world of slain gods and destroyed countryside. Viltere was one of the first countries to wrest power from the hundreds of warring tribes and has ever since been a bastion of civilization. The capital of Viltere, Ville, is known the world over as the Maison de Tour d'Argent, or the Home of Silver Towers. A beacon of technology, culture, and military might, Ville is also the home of the reigning monarch, Queen Eldiane Terrain. Beloved by all, she is in her 13th year of rule. She is the head of the Dorai Ministry, a group of 56 ministers from the 56 cities of Viltere. The people of Viltere are divided into 4 distinct regions: Yeowen to the southwest, Aofield to the west, Andaterin to the east, and Rain in the center of the country. Aofield, Andaterin, and Rain enjoy a moderate peace with few dangers interrupting their daily lives of the merchants, farmers, ranchers, and tradesmen of the country. Yeowyn, however, has seen the last 10 years grow restless along the border of Volterre and Yeochan. Rumors of mercenary armies being hired have reached the inner cities along the Brontau River, quietly stealing the peaceful rest of the people who have felt protected by their proximity to the capital city. It is an age of science and magic swirling into dangerous experimentation. Dark whispers spill into the saloons and clubs of the wealthy, and the wealthier districts are now filled with private guards and skilled fighters. The poor of the cities find themselves banding together, and the rural communities look to the powerful. The Bradorai, silver-cloaked and neatly armored, do their best to maintain peace in the country. Their breastplates bear the coat of arms of the Terrain family, a fiery coatl coiled around a broadsword. However, all of these worries are distant and bear little meaning on our band of strangers. Brought together by differing means, a band of seemingly untangled wanderers find themselves in a web of lies, political intrigue, and dangers that plague the country. These 7 find themselves waking up in a cold, dark room. Real quick, who has the highest Constitution modifier?
I have a +1. He's a 0.
Plus 2.
I gotta roll for those still.
There you go.
You should have done that last.
You
You
did.
should have done
He doesn't put the modifier.
Yeah, put the modifiers in.
Oh.
Just do it by 2s. 10 is 0, 12 would be 1, 14 would be 2, 16 would be 3, etc., etc.
So who has the highest Constitution modifier? Who has the highest Constitution?
At
Plus
14.
2.
Plus 2. Yours?
Plus 2, 14.
14. 14. Okay.
Realistic low fucking constitution.
So the both of you are the first to awake.
We're all class kids.
You awake to a dark room, maybe 40 feet long by 20 feet wide and only about 10 feet tall. The ceiling appears covered in a thin film of glistening liquid, seemingly slightly viscous. You awake. Go ahead and make a perception check, both of you.
First roll.
Please on that one.
16.
16.
I got 10. 10.
So, Rick, you more or less wake up and your eyes glaze around the room. You notice the 6 other bodies laying in. You notice that you're laying down in a wooden bed. The both of you do. You're mainly focused on the other people present in the room, and you notice, in addition to this, a small desk, and at the end of the room is what appears to be a heavy wooden door. The first thing that approaches both of your minds, slowly stealing in, is this worry. Where did you come from? How did you get to this room? More importantly, who are you? You feel this amnesia swirl as you try and recall the events of the day prior, and the week prior, and the month. Nothing happens. You are alone in the room with these strangers.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of trying to take it in. Nothing comes, so.
Okay.
Seeing that no one is moving, get up and check out the desk first.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Not as good as the first one.
13. So, as you're looking around the desk, you notice that there are several stacks of books, loose parchment. You don't really find anything that clicks. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just, can I read the books?
Sure. They're
Are they in a language I understand?
they are.
They're in common.
There are 3 drawers. So all 3 are locked, but there are 3 drawers directly underneath the surface. There is one. Actually, make a. What would you get on your investigation check?
Oh, it's a 13.
13.
It's not awful.
Yeah, you find an assortment of alchemist supplies. Some of them seemingly broken, but you do find a couple of vials still intact. Other instruments similar.
Well, you never know when you'll need this.
Yeah. But there are other accounts of scientific experiments on there as well that seem to date back several hundred years. Just kind of briefly thumbing through, nothing really catches your eye. But they appear to detail the construction of the Warforged race. And that's about all you're able to glean from it. Does anyone have 12 or 13 Constitution?
I do.
I have a 13.
13.
I think I'm digging through all the outfits, keep an eye on
The fuck?
Make a general perception check. 7. Okay, so
I can't help myself.
so the three of you
Oh,
begin to
Oh,
what was it?
7 plus 6.
7 plus-
That sounds like an earlier.
Geez,
You're like,
the 6 adds quite a bit.
That means our edition was 16.
So 13, good enough. So the three of you come to consciousness as well. You're looking around and you see one figure unknown to you, a complete stranger, standing over by the desk in the far corner of the room. And it quickly becomes brought to your attention that there are other figures in this room and you do not know who they are.
Shit.
What? Who even know? But what is going on in here?
Oh no, not again.
Oh, Lord.
Where am I? I can't remember a darn thing.
Which one of you poisoned my
I'm
drink?
not gonna go over to the figure and be like, buddy, did you do this to me?
Which figure?
Oh, the figure at the desk.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
saying this out loud. Of course.
Oh, Lord. No, I have never seen any of you people before. Don't even know who I am.
Why can't I remember anything?
I was wondering the same thing.
You
sir.
can't either?
Oh my
Oh, shit.
goodness. I can't remember a damn thing.
What we all do to
Some
get someone
fiddly's
very
going on
pissed
over
off
here.
at us? Did you find anything in that desk?
Some books pertaining to Warforged and
The fuck is
some
that?
broken alchemist supplies. I took
Ooh,
those.
nice. Always might come in handy. We could beat someone with the glass.
I was thinking more medicinal uses, but whatever.
I mean,
Here's a
Buddy,
vial.
we gotta get out of here.
I think
I
we
don't know
like
what's going on.
these.
It's at this moment that another figure stirs in the room.
Wait, where is he? Oh, hey, good boy.
You awaken and something. Make a perception check.
17.
Plus your wisdom modifier.
Which is pretty good for you.
What is it again?
Your wisdom modifier.
Oh, 3, so 20.
So as you come to consciousness, you're taking stock of yourself. A very important bauble that is your prized possession is not on your person at the moment. As you try and recall the events of the last 24 hours, everything seems to be a blur. As you shift your body, you feel your muscles and joints ache, as though you had been bruised. And a quick assessment, you do find several bruises along your arms and across your chest as well. But at the moment, the only things that you seem to be carrying are the clothes on your back. But everything else, including the one prized possession you always carry with you, is no longer on your person.
I whisper, shit.
I look
Hey,
around.
man. I look around.
We all seem to be stuck in a predicament, huh?
Yo, what the fuck
Wait,
happened
what's-
here, guys?
No.
Shoot, buddy, I don't know.
Okay, so what's the room? Are there any doors?
There,
There is in fact a door.
Oh, can you try
Right
opening
here.
it?
Wait.
I'm not touching the door.
I'll do it.
Are all y'all
This place
friendly?
is very dirty
Probably.
right now.
Are you trying to pull it?
Yep.
Make a strength check.
Oh shit, I'm bad at that. That's a -2. I have a 6 in strength.
Me too, but I don't know.
That's a 17.
17.
You never
You-
know. So.
Hey, buddy.
It doesn't seem to budge.
Okay, but-
Best you're able to tell, it appears to be locked and barred from the other side of the door.
Oh, it's barred? Is there any windows?
There aren't any. Actually, make a perception check.
11?
11. There aren't any windows on the door.
Yeah.
It seems like the construction of the door into the frame of the door is pretty airtight, so it doesn't seem like there are any ways of seeing past the door.
I'm in the room. Are there windows in the
Oh, in the room?
Is it just a cell type thing?
No, so yeah, the one of the first things that strikes everyone is the temperature
Cold.
and the humidity.
Is it
Well, it's
very-
not freezing.
Is it cold and very humid?
It is cool, and there is the slowly dripping liquid that is coming from the ceiling that adds this chill that seems to hang in the air.
I'm gonna touch. Can I grab some liquid? Like in my hand?
Yeah, it's
I smell
Oh,
it.
that might be the grossest thing I have ever
I'm gonna
seen.
put in. I'm gonna get the
What
vial.
are you doing?
pouring some of it. Sure, yeah, easily enough. You are able to get a little vial of a mysterious liquid. It seems as you kind of shake
We
it.
should probably find out what this is.
Oh.
I don't know.
Is anyone here good with chemicals or
I think,
liquids?
I
It's
think
the
I am.
iron friend.
Actually. Would I know that I'm good at things? Like my proficiencies?
Yeah, so you're still familiar
I'm an
with all your
alchemist. I know-
proficiencies.
quite good at this.
Same with you, Baki. You're familiar with the fact that you are able to.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah.
very
Oh, wait.
correct.
I think I know something about this.
Say what?
It's
I'm
very
gonna do
dark.
something else later.
correct.
There is a faint light that is coming from the other side of the door that's coming through some of the slats of the wood, but other than that, it
Anyone
is.
like?
Would
Very
everyone
dark
like
in
to
here.
see the room?
I'd love to. What do you mean?
I suppose so.
It's very
Alright.
dark, so anyone who does
Oh,
not
yeah,
have dark
I can't
vision cannot see.
Oh fuck! I can't see.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait, so are we
Oh.
going in this
Neither
together?
do you.
Just
It's dark as shit. We can't see.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Nah, I like
I'll cast dancing lights.
You watch as these lights begin to
wizard.
spiral
Oh no, sir.
around the ceiling of the room.
Nothing of the sort.
The glistening of the ceiling with the thin film of liquid on it seems to reflect all of the lights and
Oh, I wish I would not have turned the lights on.
Oh my! Are these fucking aliens? What are these lights doing here? How'd you
Listen
do
here,
that,
man.
buddy?
Whoa.
Do you not know
What the
what magic is?
I don't know anything.
You don't know what year it is?
I don't even know what's going on right now. Shoot, I'm
Oh my
scared,
god! I'm gonna die
guys.
in here.
I also don't know.
I'll think it's that liquid.
My goodness.
oh what?
I'll think it's that liquid on the ceiling.
It's got 4 C's.
Make an investigation check.
Justin, where's your bathroom? Again? Is it just down there?
So when
It's
you,
the middle door.
when you,
Ah.
yes, the middle door.
12, sir.
12. So, as you are investigating the liquid, it definitely does not seem like water. It seems like it's maybe water-based, but there's something else in it you're just not able to tell. As it kind of coats your hands, it'll slide off, and you're able to kind of get some off on your clothes, but it definitely leaves your fingers slippery.
Would like to state the moment that I cast dancing lights
Mhm.
and saw that the room was gross, I started hovering.
You watch as this stranger, whom you have never seen before, begins slowly hovering, and now hovers 5 feet off the ground. Your head kind of scratching the ceiling as it's only a 12 foot tall room.
Ow.
You watch as this figure is now hovering 5 feet off the ground.
What the fuck did I
In
miss?
the fetal position.
What the hell?
Okay, I'm gonna ask. Hey, what's your name?
Wait, hang on.
What are you
Did
doing?
the figure just appear in the room?
No,
Leave me
he's
alone.
Setheras is currently floating, hovering 5 feet
Ah.
off the ground.
Calm down.
It's the second
Leave me
coming.
alone.
Who's a wizard?
I think so.
Is the grossest place I have ever been in
Quickly.
in my entire life.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I need to get out of this room.
If he goes unconscious, we can't see.
What is your name, stranger?
Zailien. What's yours?
Zailien. You can't
It's
see in the
Baki.
dark.
That's a shit name.
What was it?
What? Nothing.
If you want, you can go ahead and describe your characters to each other now. What you look like.
Name's Dwayne Bumblesnatch. Obviously, I'm a dwarf.
Why is that?
It's pretty damn obvious. Come on, buddy. I'm like
It's
4'4" over here.
Yeah, of course.
Come on now.
Okay with me.
Oh, I thought you were just short. I apologize.
Shoot.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
going on? Who are you, buddy? Oh wait.
My name's Zailien. I'm a human.
Listen, that's until I
What kind of name is Zailien?
right now.
Fuck off. It's
What are you, some like
I
instrument?
have scarily pale skin and white hair.
Are you choosing to adopt a certain image at the
That's the
moment?
image, yeah.
The pale face.
Pale face, very white hair.
The both of you make a perception check.
And like
What do we add?
Match one.
That's
Damn.
What's up? What do we add to that?
Wisdom on.
It's your wisdom on.
That's a 7.
So,
So bad.
Dwayne, you were the only one who sees Zalen's face, and something about it strikes you as odd. It doesn't quite match with the rest of his body.
Wait, is the rest of my body showing?
No, it's just that
I would have thought that like I have, or just like the thing doesn't fit.
at the moment, and the way that
All right,
you're
we're not clothed.
the way that you're dressed
Yeah.
is
We wouldn't have.
a light tunic. There is a small shirt under there, but the skin from where the neck and the chest and the torso seems to meet seems to have a strange blend, as if the face had never seen the sun, but the rest of the body had some tanning. It just seems disjointed to you.
I'm just gonna look at him.
What?
And,
Oh wait.
put my hand
Oh
in the
yeah,
mix.
this. I'm
I'm not saying anything.
Do I notice him doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the mannequin. It's a thing. I'll explain it when we get out of here alive.
Mannequin.
It's a weird thing. I know. I'll explain it when we get out of here alive.
Shoot. You mean like a scarecrow you put out in the field?
No, like a guild of assassins. It's fine. I'll explain this in a minute.
Okay.
After floating man finishes his tea time. I don't.
I will not come down, sir, until the door is open.
Oh, you're just gonna stay
Setheras.
up there?
Setheras, by the way.
Good to meet you. The door's barred. I don't know how to open it. Or I mean, I would, but I don't have any. I can't because we don't have anything.
Well,
Great.
Who are you, alien man? Floating up in the sky. Get your little
I
light.
just said you little dwarf man.
Yeah, I'm not. I told you.
I told
My
you.
memory ain't that good right now.
I'm gonna go to the door
I
right
clearly
now.
don't
Hello.
know much about my life.
Hey, how about you two over there?
Setheras.
Oh,
No, how y'all
shoot.
got here? Name's Rick.
No.
Rick. Nice to meet you, Rick. Just as much as I do as any of y'all.
What race
You
is
look-
Rick?
You look and
I am
see
a
this
purple.
this
Purple.
7
Nice.
foot tall humanoid figure with the face almost like that of a cow's.
That's adorable.
Long, floppy ears, and something else you notice along it's your right arm, correct?
Yes.
Along the right arm and partially the right side going up is what appears to be scarring, but it seems decently well hidden underneath most of the clothes, but
And
towards
the
the
fur.
forearm where it's
McChar.
a little bit charred.
That must hurt. What about you, bitch boy?
My name is Amon, and I am a Drow.
Man, it sounds like speaking hurts.
I have no idea how I've got here. Someone needs to do something about this man floating in there. I do not approve of this.
Well, let's.
Why do all of you hate magic?
Okay, well, let's.
Sir, I do not
Someone
approve
get
of the
the
floor in this room. Look at the state of this place.
Hello!
It looks like an ogre snotted all
We're all
over the
gonna
place.
die.
Well, then get away from it.
He is.
Hence the floating, sir.
That's the old joke. I'll just go ahead and take a tug at the door.
You taking a tug too? Can I help?
Sorry, what's happening? I was just checking the chat.
Take the glad ruling. I'm just taking
Can I
a tug
help?
at the
Because I'm
door.
already at the door. Can I help?
Yeah.
Also, go ahead and make individual checks.
Okay.
Make an investigation check, both of you.
Investigation? Oh, shite. That's a +0. That's a 6.
Or I'm sorry, not investigation.
Strength check?
For perception.
Perception. Ah, that's not much better. That's a
You
7.
know, got an 8.
7.
8. Fuck. Roll a 6. We're bashing our heads on the door.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
But it was perception. Wouldn't passive perception, like... Is that not a perception work? I don't remember.
It's
It's uneven.
just what are you hoping to get from the door right now?
I
Like,
want me to tug on it again.
you're gonna tug on it
I was
again?
getting off the wooden bed and just checking
You checking on
it out. Yeah,
the
I was
bed?
checking it. No, I was getting off the bed and checking it
Oh,
out.
so yeah, so on your first inspection, seems to be a wooden door.
Great.
So yeah, at the moment, the only things that are in the room are the
Bed.
7 beds,
Great. 7. I gotta
um,
check 'em.
and then the desk and the door.
I say we check under the bitch
On the bed. Okay.
for something, maybe.
Well, we're probably all here for a reason. Don't you think?
You do what you must, sir, but I am not leaving this spot.
Are you still up in the air?
They're wooden beds?
They're just floating.
They're wooden
Are you in
beds?
the corner
Are there
or
any
you
like
just
thin?
I'm
like,
just floating in front of the door.
Okay.
The wooden beds
Like
are
just-
maybe about 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
Very rudimentary. Not built for
Oh.
comfort, built for purpose.
Y'all think
Yeah.
we're all here for some reason?
I mean, someone wiped our memories. So
7 of us, 7 beds.
7 beds.
Well, no. So someone wiped
Well,
our memories. So someone.
I mean-
Sauce. Shit. What's
So
sauce?
someone-
There's 6 of us in a
If you know, you know.
suit of armor.
You look down and there is one figure that has not stirred. It appears to be a Warforged.
That's terrifying.
Should we just let that figure be for
unmoving.
now?
Is that thing could probably kill us all. I'd rather.
Let's touch it. Let him wake up on his own. But for now,
Just
let's.
leave it alone.
In this time, I'm floating.
Mhm.
I'm meditating to see if there's any spirits in the room.
Just detecting undead.
And I'm looking at his mind.
So that sorry, remember what that is, even though I know I
It's the,
created it, but it's
it's where I can see any undead spirits in the room and converse with them.
it's also in a 60-foot.
Yeah, 60-foot range.
Just at the barely almost beyond, you see 2 very small.
On the other side of the door.
These seem to be.
Are these in our
very
room on the
distant.
other side of the room? Or are these way out there? No.
These appear to be distant. Your best guess is these are not on the outside of the door. These are further into the complex, whatever complex you're in.
With the lights up, I guess I'll investigate the table again. At least see now.
We gotta get out of
Sure.
here.
You can go ahead and make another investigation
What's
check.
the door made out of?
It's just appears to be a heavy wooden door.
Should we just try and smash this open?
You feel free to hit it with your fist, boy.
I mean, I'm not strong. I cannot.
This time I got to 21, so.
Oh damn.
You do notice.
They're a key.
It appears to be something written on the door. It's a symbol that you're not quite make an Arcana check.
You also good at those?
Yeah. It's 13.
13. And you're not familiar with you. You seem to remember in a vague memory that this is familiar to you. You're just not quite sure what it is, but it is a symbol. The symbol is essentially a circle, and there's a triangle inside that circle, square inside that circle, or sorry, a square inside that triangle, and then another triangle inside that square. There is also another symbol that appears to be almost like a sideways lute. It's a horseshoe shape with a line going through the ends of the horseshoes and a small cross on the end of the rounded part of the horseshoe. You see these 2 symbols.
Everyone,
Yeah?
there's something on the door here.
Touch it.
No.
Amon, go ahead and make an intelligence check.
13.
13.
Love that kid.
You're familiar with one as opposed to the other. The other one is, again, it's familiar, but you're not able to place a finger on it. The other one, surprisingly, you're able to recall pretty instantly as a glyph, primarily used in alchemy. And this is the alchemical symbol for magnesium.
Okay.
And you're familiar that magnesium, when lit, when ignited, burns very brightly and for a very long time.
This, my friends, is a very sensitive substance here. Are you familiar with magnesium?
That's our way out.
Anyone proficient in alchemy supplies
Knows what it is.
is
This
familiar
I'm
with this.
aware. Are you saying that the door is covered in it, sir?
That is exactly what I'm telling.
So let's light it.
Firebolt. Because
Okay.
it's the only cantrip I have.
Make an attack roll.
Give dancing lights.
I quickly move out of the way.
Actually, wait. Yeah,
Well,
no, you have dancing lights
dancing
for
lights
yeah,
for-
that's right.
That's just a different 7.
What's your roll?
That's rolled a 5 plus.
Oh shit.
Well, wisdom's my spellcasting.
Yeah.
Right. So plus 6,
11.
so 11.
That's not a high DC. It's a door.
I'm like, it's a
The
door. I
door.
figured
It's
5
the
probably
door.
hit it. I'd have to hit a 1 to be like,
You watch as
you
this-
burn your face off.
You die. It's
Even with the dancing lights cantrip still up, illuminating the room, this fireball, this fire, not fireball, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
This
Shoot all
firebolt,
Yeah.
And we're all dead.
Actually, I'm a wild magic sorcerer, and
you watch as Setheras releases this firebolt, and the door immediately.
Holy shit, that
And
was
just
badass.
burns.
And it's
job, sir.
you watch for about 30
burn,
seconds
baby,
and
burn.
expect this flame to
Oh, no,
die
it's not
down,
going out.
and
Yeah,
it
no,
seems
it's not going
to continue.
Is the door going down? Does it look like it's burning?
It's you kind of have to shield your eyes a little bit, but it
Yeah.
does look like it's making some decent amount of progress.
Great guys, let's wait here
Um,
till the door goes.
So,
Did we just chill till the door?
what does it there?
What?
You want to go ahead and describe what you look like, Setheras?
Right now, I have a nice tan skin,
Yeah.
brown hair,
Mhm.
fairly short, little beard, goatee. Can look like
You.
that's probably Sir JJ. I don't know why he knocked it didn't just come in.
That's fine.
No, it's locked.
Oh shit. Yeah, well, we don't want anyone coming into this this stream. All of our fans coming in.
That's true.
All of our JJ fans.
Look, he
What's
joined
up?
up now. So my heating and cooling,
Mhm.
could I heat the fire and make it burn hotter?
You can certainly try.
Bring my feet to the ground. Because I can't do both at the same time, can I? Because they're from the same,
Correct. Yeah.
from Spirit Empowerment. So,
You can make
You can only activate one of them at a time.
It's cool.
so yeah, I would bring myself down to the ground and hold my hand out and try to heat the fire up by 20 degrees.
Make a wisdom check.
Yeah, buddy. That's actually not bad. That's a 17.
17. Yeah. You do feel your
Turn blue.
hands. As you're extending, you do feel your hand begin to heat up, and everyone else who's standing in the room. It's not a large room, so the heat coming off of the door is pretty intense at the moment. And there's a good bit of smoke now entering the room.
Marshmallow.
But
We might die.
the heat begins to become it begins to increase, and it's a little bit unbearable.
It's fine.
It's at this moment that you hear,
Oh fuck, we're all gonna die.
and you look over and you see. If you'd like to introduce yourself, you come to consciousness, and you see that you are in a small room smallish room, with 6 other figures who are standing around a door at the end of the room. A couple thoughts go through your head. The first of which is, how did I get here? As you try and replay the past 24 hours in your head, all of the memories that were there seem to be gone. But in the present, it feels very hot in the room. And even though you're not able to particularly feel sensation, you are able to see a fire burning, lighting up the door that is at the end of the room. You see all of these figures standing around, and smoke now begins to pour into the room as you come to consciousness.
Don't worry, I'm just going to kill us all, guys. It's fine.
Oh shit.
Who are all of you?
Who are you? Are you going to
Who
kill
are
us?
I don't know.
Instantly stops focusing on eating.
Wait, no, I'm just kidding. Wait, we all know who we are, right?
Who am I?
We don't know.
I mean,
What's your name?
Do you know your name?
You do seem to recall a name being ascribed to you.
I think my name is
Killbot.
Enigma.
That's a much better name.
name's Killbot. My name's Killbot 4000.
Eyes go red, everyone dies.
we all died.
God damn it!
He has like a
See y'all
minigun.
next week.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Good job.
Did I break the
Okay,
computer?
No.
Elijah.
Fine.
Right.
Enigma, okay.
Enigma.
Execute.
Enigma. Interesting name.
Weird.
You know how you got here?
With me, yeah. We're trying to escape. You want to help with that?
Yeah, this floaty man
Yeah,
salt
floating
the
man.
ball of fire out of his fingers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned. Baki, with whenever you were assessing yourself, you do remember having one thing.
A very important item.
No, I'm missing that still.
You find a key in an inner pocket. Small key.
This is the key to the door. I'm gonna scream.
Where's my pocket?
I know.
Hey guys, I found a key in my pocket.
Are you fucking kidding me?
She's on.
That's fine.
Oh my lord.
Hold on.
We
hold
lit the
on.
door on fire. You
Look at
didn't
the
think
key.
to check your
Look at
fucking
the door.
pockets?
Hey,
Oh,
light the
look
door
at
on
the
fire
key.
was pretty
It's
cool.
still
but
there.
We're gonna-
Yeah,
We're all gonna suffocate.
We can put it out.
I'm gonna be
No,
fast
we
and
can't. It's
smoke
magnesium.
raspberries.
No, we can't put it out.
We don't have any water.
I switch it from heat to. All I can do is cool it down by 20 degrees. I can't.
Yep. So it's
Ooh, slightly cold.
It quenches the fire.
the fire does begin to dim down, and you do see that
As it turns
The
out,
wooden
cold
door-
fire makes more smoke.
the door does seem to
Yeah.
off of its
Can you
hinges
put it out
just a little
now?
bit. But you do notice the key. The other thing that you notice about the door, and there was no lock on the door as it was locked from the outside.
Yeah.
No.
You started looking at the door. There's no lock.
Well, how do you see that? It's on fire.
Who cares?
Quit metagaming.
You won't make the game by saying it. Anyways. Has it fallen like off the hinges? Like,
It's just hanging maybe a couple inches off of it.
is it still on fire?
Slightly.
It's like,
I just run towards the door and I just push it.
while it's on fire.
Make an athletics check.
Ballsy man.
Just fire, ember, hit it off.
That's a 7, but I am proficient in that.
So you have +6.
Plus what's your athletics modifier?
Oh, I
Is your
It's
strength plus your
+6.
proficiency?
He has a +6.
So 13. Yeah, as you are running through, you kind of tangle and twist with it. As you collide, it immediately gives way to your weight, and you find yourself spinning into a hallway
Nice.
directly outside.
Did you die?
No.
Cool. Let's get out of here.
Kind of hurt a little bit.
You notice, make a perception check real quick.
I run out the door as well.
As every
tired
time
of
it's on the
this.
door, I
That's
usher
a
the lights
15.
with
15?
Follow
So-
lights.
You find yourself in a long corridor that's extended to your left, just directly to the left of the door. It ends in a hallway, but to your right, it extends about 60 feet further down. It feels a little bit warmer out here, partly because it is lit by several sconces that dot the hallway every 10 feet or so.
And then the fire.
There's also there was a fire. At the very end of the door appears to be, at the very end of the hallway appears to be another door. This one
The keyhole, right?
seems to be a metal door. There is also another door on the left side of the hallway, about halfway down.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna grab one of the torches. Can I do that?
As you reach up, just the one nearest to you.
Yeah.
As you reach up, it appears to be
It's like a sconce.
pretty well. Yeah, it seems to be pretty well affixed to the wall.
All right, let's. Should we check out the side door first, or just get the fuck out of here?
I'm all.
What do y'all wanna
Fuck
do?
out of here.
I mean,
I'm floating.
Yeah, we do it,
Get
get
out
out
of
of
here.
I'm gonna try and open the side left-hand door.
Make an athletics check.
Oh shite! You could have just said it was locked. Oh fuck! That's a 1. Not a nat 1, but a 3 minus 2.
So, while the handle does turn with it, and you kind of push inwards,
Oh yeah.
and you kind of push inwards, it does open about an inch, but it does feel like there was something on the other side blocking the door. You know, go
Let me try.
as you kind of push from the side, make your
Yeah.
athletics check.
16.
16.
Plus.
No, it's, 10 plus 6, 16.
Pretty. It takes maybe about a minute, but you are able to budget just enough so that someone is able to kind of sidle through.
I may be old, but I kind of got it a little bit.
I'm gonna get in the room.
To kind of shake my arm.
Currently, he's the one who's in the room, but it's a pretty tight fit. You're only able to get in maybe about 2 feet before you are face to face with a bookshelf. As you look to your left, there's another bookshelf. You look to your right, there's another bookshelf. It seems very cramped. You can't even really see the wall. It's pretty dark.
Can you push the thing?
Mr. Dwarf, what's your name again?
Name is Dwayne.
Dwayne. Dwayne, could you come here for a second real quick? Kind of take my way out.
Should we all push the...
Sure, buddy, I suppose.
So I kind of bring him over here. Now, do you think you kind of fit through this little hole right here and
Yeah,
see what's
small.
on the other side? And kind of show him.
Are you using me, buddy?
No, we just.
I ain't no back alley shally.
What? What the fuck does that mean?
Did you Google
Right.
old terms for prostitutes?
Nah, buddy, that's right off the noggin.
I love you.
That's right.
Wait, what does that mean?
It don't matter. Why you want me to go through that hole, buddy?
We're trying to escape. Do you not want to leave?
No.
I can't fit.
How do I know I'm gonna get stuck down there?
Why would he get you
Sick
stuck?
ass.
Why would he? You're the
Why would I get you
little
stuck? You're short. You just peek your head and see if you can see anything.
He literally was
Fine,
just...
whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Put your head there. Make a perception check. Do you have dark vision?
He's a dwarf, so yeah.
Yeah. So,
He probably doesn't have written down.
10 plus my what?
plus your wisdom modifier, because it's perception.
0, 10.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Um,
it's plus, I think it's 11, sorry. Do you proficient in anything? Are you proficient in perception?
No, I don't think it's proficient.
Intelligence, dexterity.
It's very dark, and as you make your way through, it's a little bit easier for you to navigate. You do see that there are pretty much almost barricades out of bookshelves restraining the way, and so you're not able to really navigate through, but you are able to feel your way to the left side of the wall, and you feel a little bit of a path. So that's about all you're able to ascertain at the moment. But it is very dark. On the bookshelves, you notice there are a couple of books, but it's too dark to really make out any detail.
Dwayne, what do you see?
over?
Can't see shit over here. I don't know why I did this.
Can you
Alright, well, come out over here. Let me help you out.
Can one of you try and
Can
push
you
the
get out
bookshelves
there?
over?
Can you get
I'm
us away?
seeing.
No, the other way.
As you
Like forward.
as you were
I guess
discussing
so.
this, you watch Dwayne as over your head you see the same dancing lights that you saw in the other room come
That's all.
right over your head, and
Thanks,
they begin
Wizzy.
to kind of light
Thanks, mister.
Well,
bits of the.
All you have to do is
Is it
ask.
like, am I between a bookshelf and a wall right now?
Currently, you are. There's maybe about a few inches between you and either side, so it's very cramped at the moment. You feel very.
I'm gonna shimmy my way up to the top with my acrobatic skill. And
Yeah.
then put my feet on the bookshelf, my back on the wall, and just push.
Are you tempted to not to tip over the bookshelf? Make an acrobatics check.
That's
That one.
That one. It's very difficult for you to kind of like
you just
push
smash
off the
down
wall
bookshelf.
and the bookshelf, and you make your way up to the top of it.
You take like 30 minutes.
It takes you, yeah. It takes you about 10 or 15 minutes, and everyone else out in the
Okay.
hallway.
Lord, I should
Dwayne!
have never sent the light.
Everyone else in the hallway, you kind of hear this
For
As-
15 straight minutes.
as Dwayne tries to make his way up to the top. Eventually, you do make your way up to the top, not before bruising yourself, and you inadvertently, while this was your goal, you inadvertently do hear this.
Did it on accident? This is the fucking compass all over again.
As the bookshelves begin to toss and turn, and you.
All of them?
I would. Don't do it to me.
Oh, that's damage. That's gonna be damage.
Don't do it to me.
How many hit points do you have?
I'm gonna do it to you.
9.
I have 8, dude.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. As
Ow,
Dwayne!
buddy.
Wait, are you okay?
No, damn bookshelf fell on me.
What happened?
What you think happened? I'm small. I can't do this.
Well, no, it sounds like you
Suck.
succeeded.
I mean, yeah, but damn.
What's the room look like?
Come here, let me help you out.
Enigma, go ahead and make a perception check.
God, we're all stupid. We're gonna search this room. There's a
Yeah, make
bookshelf.
a-
There's bookshelf.
make a-
One of the
make a
bookshelves
perception
is in the room.
Get me out of these
The bookshelf fell on me. I don't know what to do. Help.
Using
11. Just kind of taking general assessment of yourself. You kind of look around your metallic body, and you do notice that one arm is slightly larger than the left. Or sorry, one arm is slightly larger than the other one, whether that's right or left. As you kind of flick it open, you notice a tool set in there. Nothing else really. Yeah, so back in the room. The lights are still up there, so you're able. Now that the bookshelves have fallen over, you can kind of see it's maybe about a 20 by 20 foot
right.
room.
Dwayne,
It's fairly small, but
Dwayne,
Wait,
you
what
dead?
do you see?
What's in there, boy?
What do you think I see?
I don't know. A room.
so there's a lot of
Under a bookshelf.
from your perch, you are able to see with the lights that there are bookshelves and a couple of storage boxes that are pushed up on the opposite end, on the side opposite the door.
I'm gonna try and enter the room.
There's just books and boxes, boys.
As you are able to make your way in, kind of have to sidle a little bit, but there aren't any obstructions at the
Yeah.
moment. As whenever you walk in, you just see maybe a foot or two in front of you,
Toppled
bookshelf
bookshelf.
upon bookshelf upon bookshelf toppled over.
Alright, so we see the supply crates.
You do see at the very on the opposite side of the room, across a treacherous mound of bookshelves, you see a few
Crates.
storage boxes.
I'm gonna try and run over there and try to open one.
Sure. So as you're make a general dexterity check.
Great. What about me?
I can safely say that I remember nothing.
13. Okay.
I'm gonna go and help Dwayne.
Is he like stuck underneath the bookshelf?
So
Yeah,
take
ignore
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god!
As this person begins walking across the bookshelves, pressing back into your chest. You feel the breath leaving you, and your chest compresses as your small dwarven body becomes smushed
Can I
under
hear
these
him?
bookshelves.
Angelo, go!
Can we even hear him?
Yeah, you are able to hear a loud
Guys, let's go help
squeal of
Dwayne.
pain.
For real.
Dude!
I
can
completely
safely
ignore it.
say that I remember
Oh,
nothing
Lord.
of my life, but you people may be the dumbest people I have ever met.
You don't
Oh,
know what
wow.
happened.
I hope this is
I'm
Oh,
trying to
little guy right
now.
Please be a
Do it.
Dwayne.
I'm gonna walk forward and lift the bookcase off of the
Oh, as you make your way in, make an athletics check.
Idiots.
So 17.
17?
No,
Surrounded by idiots.
17.
17? Yeah, you're pretty easily. It takes you a couple seconds, but after you find a bit of leverage, you hear this creak of metal as the bookshelf is now upright, and you are no longer. Yeah, you watch as this little figure just gets out of there.
Thank you, Mr. Robot Man. Oh my goodness.
I'm completely ignoring the
Nice
door.
one
Checking the
here.
crate.
Make an investigation check.
Ah, fuck.
I couldn't get through the door, buddy. I would have.
15.
Sorry, Dwayne.
There, you were there.
So, as you're passing by, you do see a couple of items, more alchemist supplies,
Take those.
other set of tools. There is a set of what appears to be small screwdrivers, essentially tinker's tools.
I'll take the.
And then there, in one particular container, as you're searching around, there appears to be a strange-looking object. It's about a foot, maybe a foot and a half in length, and on the end of one side is a small glass orb. Appears to be of bronze.
Pick it up.
Okay.
Anything happen?
No,
What is that thing?
You don't have it in your grasp.
It's gonna be a good stick.
Make a perception check, both of you. Are you trying to do this stealthily or?
Nah, I'm just like, this is mine.
Okay.
Me and
Enigma and Dwayne.
I'm not trying to be stealthy about it.
Okay, then actually, never mind. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to be stealthy. So you two watch as this
I'm
figure
very
at
plainly just like, this is
the
mine.
other end of the room is pocketing away whatever item this was.
Hey, buddy. I gotta have some words with you now.
What's up?
You just walked over me.
Are you dead?
Shoot, buddy, you do that again.
Are you
You're
dead?
having an issue.
Are you dead?
Kind of. Shoot.
Are you fully dead?
I'm about to be down.
That's fine.
Don't go walking
You ain't
on me. I
dead.
may be small,
Go
but
ahead,
I
go
ain't
ahead,
a bitch.
go ahead.
Come on, man.
Why are you being a dick?
I can't
What?
tell what to do.
Whatever. Do many of you know how to use tinker tools?
Yes, I do. Boy, are you okay?
My turn. I'll take you out in the parking lot, buddy.
I will kill you.
Oh,
Shut the fuck up, boy. Are you okay, buddy? Hey, what do you want?
Fine.
Twinker, what are those? Tinker tools?
Yeah. You fucking want them?
Yeah, give it them.
Oh,
I
Jesus
wish I had
fuck.
some popcorn.
Put it in my hand.
You better give me something for all the trouble you put me through.
You want a glass vial?
Give me that shit. Shoot.
You now have a glass vial of
I get-
mysterious.
Yeah, I give him the glass vial of liquid. That's what I was about to
Why
say.
do you want a glass vial, Dwayne?
Just in case.
Not even the ones.
While all of
Can
this is
hold
going
my-
on, I will be checking both
Yeah,
sides of
maybe.
the corridor to see.
So on one side,
Justin, you knew we were all
directly to the
idiots.
left of the room that you were first in, is a stone wall. No doors or anything, but on the other end of the hallway, at the end of the 60-foot hallway, is an iron door.
Iron. Is there a, oh, my
And
God.
at the iron door, I'll have planar sense again.
Those two blips that you saw earlier appear to be a little bit closer
About
on the other side of
30
the
to the
door.
other side of the door. Investigate the door. Like, is there a keyhole on it?
Yeah. So the door itself. Yeah. So it is locked. Make an investigation check.
It's gonna be
Hey,
well.
this is going on. I'm gonna talk to Enigma and say like, hey, do you know how you got here yet or anything?
I don't remember any.
Do you know how you do or anything? Like
I have tools.
tools? Me too. I'm pretty good in tinker tools, you know, gadgets and stuff.
I'm gonna stab myself.
Your name, okay. This Dwayne, guys. Oh, what can you do, Dwayne?
Why are you flirting with him?
What's
What's this small talk
Hey,
shit we
what
got
you
going on? Hey, you come around here often?
Man.
So Dwayne,
Oh my
gotta
god.
ask.
How big's your dick? Over dick size.
Girlfriend takes better buy me a cord for you.
What can you do to him?
What can you do,
Try to say
Dwayne?
anything magical doors because they take magic.
Make a big investigation.
This is how we find out tonight. There's 7 beds over there.
14.
14. Between both of y'all, it's not
It's a
discreet.
door.
Just a blind door.
It's not discreetly hidden, but there is another alchemical symbol on there.
That's all I was looking for. Yeah. So we've noticed that the wooden door previously was.
This one, and who else proficient in alchemical tools? 40. So while you're there, Rick kind of points this out to you, and you recognize this is the alchemical symbol for iron. I think it's
No
iron.
shit.
This symbol looked familiar to you.
Yeah.
Equivalent exchange.
Means the door's metal.
I'm gonna come in the hallway.
No,
with
really,
them.
it means iron. But
Hey, does that door have a keyhole on it?
thank you for finally getting done with your adventures in the rooms.
You're welcome. Okay.
Yes, it does. In fact, have a keyhole.
Hey,
I'd very much like to leave this place.
Oh, keyhole?
Post haste.
keyhole.
Take my key.
I'll give you
Take my
that.
key.
got you.
Kind of go over there.
Oh, that'd be useful.
Stick it in.
Sorry, it doesn't help this month.
It doesn't fit.
Why would she?
The last one.
Guys, it's not the one.
Does it? It doesn't
Yeah.
fit. Well,
No.
that's useful.
Well,
Do you know
Well,
for
the-
everybody's
It looks like
information,
it's the keys
Was
only
iron
maybe
my
about
melting
this
point,
big or
sir?
so.
Does anyone have a?
Anyone have any
No.
in the pockets like a little?
No, it
looks
looks
like
like
a
a melting point.
Anyone have a lockpick or anything?
Look in my pocket.
Dwayne?
Anyone have a
Enigma?
lockpick? Anything that you
Make
can
a
fashion
perception
into a
check.
lock.
How do you see?
Actually,
Could you make a lockpick?
Could I make a
19.
lockpick?
19. I mean, the only thing that you really have on your person are the clothes on your back.
Yeah, we don't have any tools.
Really?
We have this litter stuff like that.
You think could you make a
Could
lockpick?
I make a lockpick?
It could take a while, but yeah.
Okay. Guys, I think I can make a lockpick with my little.
How long is a while?
And I can
use
use
a
a
lot.
lot.
You
You
would-
To make a
You
tinker
would
skills
have
check.
nowhere to hide this item.
I can use a
Rather
lot.
large.
You know, I'm just holding this.
I
I'm just
assume,
holding
I
it in
assume
my
which is
hand.
a rather large item you're holding.
So, hey guys, try not to talk over each other just in case. But so
Do I have advantage or anything?
you do not have advantage, so it's going to be a tinker's tools check. So you add your dexterity plus your proficiency.
Oh, that's a 19 plus my dexterity.
Plus 3.
That's
Plus-
still 22.
Yeah.
So
plus
it,
five,
it takes you
so
maybe about
24.
5 minutes to
Damn.
to just kind of.
Okay.
But you are able to make a pick and then another handle to try and
Alright, guys, hold on. I got it.
adjust it.
Can
Yeah,
I-
hey, sure, I can use that because I think I'm pretty proficient in that kind of expertise.
Okay.
So
okay.
am I.
yeah,
Well,
no,
I don't care. I want to do it.
I'm on the last
Thank you.
page. Oh, he asked. Alright, here you go.
I literally.
Thank you,
Fuck
man.
you.
In
No.
his defense, you did step on him.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Exactly.
Make
You're very
Okay.
make
Yes.
a
Alright, you got
I
this.
don't like you.
I don't like you either.
Good.
make a thieves tools check.
9. Well, do I have the-
Plus dex, plus efficiency.
Oh,
What's your dex on?
11.
So plus. God fucking damn. So plus 0, plus 2. So 11? Yeah, 11.
You said
I know. I thought I was reading off his dex.
So it doesn't break. You don't feel like there are any clicks happening. You're more or less just going.
I'm gonna
You're doing great.
I'm doing fine.
Are you gonna try it too?
move aside. Let me try this.
Are you also proficient in these tools?
I feel like I just naturally somehow have well acquainted with these.
Okay.
Let
Do
me-
I give him tools? I guess we'll see.
Alright, buddy, fine.
How
You
do
go
you say
ahead and
your
give
name
it a
again?
whirl. But I'm
Amon.
losing it. for you.
Amon. Okay. Alright, Amon, give it a shot.
You
We'll
sound
see.
like an Egyptian god.
12, 18.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
bet.
As you are adjusting it, you do hear a click
Mhm.
as you
Do I
try
hear
and
this?
go for the door. Still seems locked. But you do hear a definitive click.
I heard something. Did you get something yet?
I got something, but this might be more difficult than.
I just keep trying.
Was it a loud click?
Was it like a trap trigger
Like,
click?
yeah, was
Or
it like an audible click? Like, did I hear a click?
Make a perception check.
Could I make another lockpick? Like.
Oh, I did not hear a click.
Yeah, can you make more lockpicks?
We'll say with how high you rolled with your Tinker's tools, you made 3.
Made 3.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Everyone
Yeah.
can walk.
Okay.
I
I keep
was
the
on-
lockpick.
I was on the door as well.
I keep the lockpick.
You can make or if you want to, actually, yeah, do separate
Basically
rolls.
my
Just with an area.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Alright.
So, what did you have? That's
No,
not great. I can see that right here.
He also rolled roughly a little bit
Oh,
worse.
just put things in it.
Let's wait for Amon to do
His
his
is a
thing.
+6 though, so.
Hey, so
Amon did this thing.
Amon, just take
Amon
your time
did
and have
his
2
thing.
more in case you
And he
break
made
it.
it triggered a trap.
So,
So,
Rick and Setheras, you're not able to hear the click. Really, the only one able to hear the click was Amon, unless you told people about it. But
unless you made a clicky noise.
just keep trying, Amon. I got 2 more just in case you break that one.
Cool. So I guess we'll chat here until he opens the door.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna go
You're
back
on.
to the bed and see if there was anything there, just in case. Anyone wanna come with me real quick?
So
I'll
can I
see the
keep
light
something
with you.
open or how-
Okay.
I'll
Um,
follow.
Okay.
We'll search the room.
I think I'm good.
This Daniel will stay here.
Get
Okay.
out of here.
so
Stay
the,
with him
who's in the room?
as he's feeling.
So who's staying? So who's
The-
staying in the
We're
room?
going back and
I'm
searching.
staying-
Go
I'm
ahead.
staying with him.
Okay.
I'm staying with him. while he's
So
feeling.
Enigma's coming.
All 3 of us?
that side of the
Going
table
next
is
to the
going
key.
and this side of the table is staying.
Okay.
Okay. So for this side of the table, everyone go ahead and make individual investigation checks.
God damn it. That's a 15.
It's cocked.
No, you
No.
because you're kicking.
Oh. 1, 2.
Oh man.
8.
Oh wait. What do I get? What do I add to that?
Proficient investigation. Oh, yeah.
1 plus.
2.
No, what do I add to the?
Okay, rough rolls.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's-
good.
So what 3? Okay.
But it is a nat 1, so you auto fail.
Yeah.
I got a 1.
15.
And we're not doing auto fails and auto successes.
Or not?
What?
Because some DCs are going to be 25 and 30 and
Oh, yeah.
jazz.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So sorry, what'd you roll? 15. So the both of you, more or less, just kind of retrace your steps, unable to really encounter anything. You, however, underneath one of the beds, you do find another key. About this bit.
I'm gonna pocket that.
Are
Actually,
you-
no, I'm not. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna be like, hey, I got a key, let's go. I'll pocket it. I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
like sneaky stealthy. I'll
Yeah.
be like, alright, I got a key, let's go check out that door.
Back to the
Yeah, I'll
iron
head
door.
back to the iron door and see if that works.
You seems to become enveloped entirely by the lock. The little keyhole. It appears to be too small. Same with your key. They appear to be too small.
So that I put in the pocket. So
Everyone is currently trying to pick this lock. We didn't pick the last lock, we set it on fire. This one says iron.
yeah,
I would.
Figure it out.
that's not a puzzle. That's an explanation.
I mean, it's not an explanation if these bars aren't iron.
What?
He just said metal bars. You could have metal of any fucking kind be a bar.
Looks like iron.
The door does appear to be more iron than anything else.
Why would they write on it an explanation?
What are the walls made of?
The walls are stone, and then every 10 feet you have a couple of sconces. But yeah, it appears to be a
I'm gonna
darker
run back and I'm
stone.
gonna grab some of the liquid with a vial.
You're gonna grab another. Okay.
I'm gonna open it and pour it on the door and see what happens, if anything.
As you are transporting this liquid, yeah, you can pour a little bit. And are you pouring it like over the keyhole, over the lock, or like
Just like
over
on the door and see if it's like
Middle?
acidic.
it just kind of
Well, that was a brilliant idea.
Slowly-
Good job, you
slowly-
made the door gross.
it's a
Good
little
job,
bit,
dickweed.
yeah,
Crazy, Jeremy.
slowly
I'm gonna
drips
murder one of you.
drips down.
Is it smelly?
You're gonna make him sick.
It's good.
It does have a faint smell to it. Not particularly bad. It smells a little bit
It's not.
oily.
I want to look for that important thing that I was missing earlier.
Because you can't quite recall what it is that
Yeah.
you're missing, but you know that you're missing something.
I want to try to find. I want to just look around, see if I see anything that might be mine.
Are you investigating anything in particular?
We're in a room, correct?
You're still in the room? Yeah, so right now the only things that are in the room are the beds and the desk. The
Okay.
door is effectively
I'll look around the beds,
the beds.
I suppose.
Taking a little bit of time, it doesn't seem like there's anything else that has not been found.
I ask everybody, hey guys, do y'all by chance have anything in your pockets or anything? I may be losing something very, very important to me. So, maybe please be nice.
Yeah. You all turn out your pockets.
Just check.
As you investigate, you flip open, just kind of looking, you flip open, because this is one of the other compartments that you have. You do notice another key in your portable workshop on your arm.
What do you see there?
Yeah.
Oh, another key!
Found a key.
Oh shit! Do we all have keys? Maybe?
This one appears to be about the same size
As all of us?
as
As
the
all
other
of
your
us?
keys.
Okay, so
Pulls out a key.
do y'all have keys by chance in your pockets or anything?
This.
They're empty.
I mean,
Okay.
just emptied my pockets and
Close
nothing fell out.
No one else has any other keys in your
This
pocket.
item that he's holding. What does it look like?
So it's about 14 inches in length.
My smacking stick.
It's about it's made of bronze, some other metals as well, but primarily bronze. A little bit of copper in there as well, and there is a glass orb on the end of it. A little bit more opaque. It almost looks like a large marble.
Do you mind if I look at that for a minute?
For what?
To look at it, we're stuck in a hallway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to beat you with
The
it.
answer was yes.
I was like,
It was just a hesitant
Hey,
yes.
it's like
We're all
I could
stuck
just
here.
set you
I
on
didn't-
fire. That was the wish. Like, do not need a stick, sir. Okay,
So you're
so
investigating.
yeah, I'm looking at this stick, man.
So what's your passive?
Passive perception. Not very good, like 14.
I mean,
Not bad.
you do notice after taking an extra couple of seconds to really look at it, in the glass orb there does seem to be some sort of something in there.
Are there any holes on the rod?
No, it seems to be pretty solid of make. Inside the little glass orb, as you kind of look at it a little bit more, it looks like it's a small mechanism. And as your eyes kind of fix a little bit closer, you feel like you might be noticing a light emitting from it. Very, very dim. But you get the feeling that if you were to put this in complete darkness, it would have at least a little bit of light. Nothing that you could really use to see.
Yeah, but it would. Well,
But no, it doesn't appear to give off any noise.
I take the stick and I whack the door.
As you do this, as soon as the glass orb
I'm not hitting the
hits-
glass part of
Never mind.
it.
You hear a clang
Fuck it.
with the glass side.
I was gonna do the glass side originally, and then I was like, but it might be like
So-
I might be breaking the whole magic aspect of it if there isn't a magic item.
As soon as the glass orb touches the iron, there is a spark, and it kind of rebounds a little bit. You feel yourself kind of taken aback.
Well, that's interesting.
Someone else
Shall we try this
take this.
key?
You try that key on the door.
Probably.
It's same size key as the others. It doesn't seem to. It seems to fit fully into the keyhole and out.
I take all 3 of the keys and combine them into a mega key.
Mega key. Mega key. Mega key.
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
This just became a completely different game.
Whoa.
So currently, you've tried all the keys.
Can I see my smacking stick again?
I believe this smacking stick
It's probably the puzzle answer thing.
is most likely how we will solve this door issue.
Okay, so we'll take. Can I hold it? I'm gonna try and poke it on the alchemical symbol.
As you do that, it does the same spark. It appears as though make a general intelligence check.
Fuck.
The both of you actually.
Oh, thank God. 19.
Okay.
Damn. We're clever boys.
After the both of you have had similar experiences with this, it appears as though this tool is not at its full capability. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like it's similar to how you recognize that a flashlight is needing new batteries whenever it's not working as well. Similarly, you get the feeling that this thing, whatever it is, it's not in peak condition.
Oh shit. What else can we do?
I shall take it to the room of mucus.
What the hell was that?
The room where we started.
Where are we going?
Back to that first room.
So we go to the first room.
Was
Oh God.
It becomes slick.
Poke him.
You poke it with it.
Me?
I stand
Oh,
back. I'm just like, whoa.
No, I try to avoid it. What the fuck?
It doesn't. I mean,
It's just a sticky fucking. Why?
It's yours.
Sure. I poke the door with the mucus on it.
A little bit of the mucus
There you
kind of
go.
draws. It
Great.
falls off.
Great.
I'm baffled. I need someone else who has.
What should we do?
I'm gonna try and poke.
capacity.
I'm just gonna like touch the glass to the ground and see what happens.
As it touches the stone,
It doesn't spark. Okay, that's good knowledge.
So it's clearly designed for the door. There is a way to charge it.
What if can I try and hold it on the door and not let it move?
real quick, because you haven't seen this yet.
Okay.
You're still in the room, right?
Yeah.
Double checking.
So yeah, I'm just gonna hold it. Try and hold it against the door and not let it like away.
Make a strength check.
Shit. Probably should have seen that coming. Ooh, that's a 3 minus 1, 2. That's a 1.
So while you don't take any damage, you fly back about 10 feet and fall smack on your ass.
Dude, you're fucking
Do it
terrible.
again, sir.
As you
Try.
put all of your
I don't think it's a good idea.
you hear this, and as you come running out, you see this
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Make a history check.
8.
With
With what
with advantage.
With advantage?
It's a wisdom thing, I think. Or is it intelligence?
It's intelligence.
Plus 2.
That was an 8 again, so 10.
Well, that's actually pretty much all you needed.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Bad.
This device is familiar to you.
Hey.
Oh shit, guys!
What is it?
Let me see this device real quick.
What is it?
It looks a little familiar, man. I don't know. It looks kind of.
As it comes back to you, you recognize this as something that you have created.
I think. Shoot.
What?
I think I made this.
What's it do?
Well, hold on, dude. I got a thing, man. It's coming back to me. Let me see it real quick.
Great, here you go.
Grab it. Like, I look at it. Do I see anything? Do I know?
So
see
you
it? What is it USB for?
Headphone jack.
Where's the aux?
You need a block.
So you are familiar with this device. Well, you don't remember making it. You don't remember what it's called.
Great.
You don't remember aspects of it.
Great.
You just remember that you have made it.
Great.
And
I know I made this device. It just
You know what it does?
bits and pieces become a little bit more familiar to you. You remember why you left it where you left it. It's because it didn't work.
Great.
You would call this contraption?
Or at least it didn't work at the time.
I'm not sure. It's been a while, but
Do you know if it serves any purpose?
at the time I made it, it didn't work. But
Can it open the door?
I'm not sure. I gotta.
Tinker
It's
with it?
it's been way too long. Could I use some of my tinker tools to see if I could fix anything on it? Maybe. Take out my thinker toolbox.
Damn Apple, removing all of our jacks. Now we can't charge our shit.
I don't want to pay for Bluetooth,
You have
damn it.
advantage of this.
Advantage, okay. Okay.
I left my wireless charging port at home.
That was only on the base features.
That's an 8 again. Oh my god.
My wireless charging port is in my base pack.
A 14.
Plus, thanks,
Oh.
plus.
14 plus 3 is 17.
So it takes you about 10 minutes or so.
And efficiency, right?
Yeah, it's more than enough.
Yeah.
It takes you about 10 minutes, but with the Tinker's tools, you are able to kind of re-engineer this design as it slowly comes back to you. And as you're working on this,
Yeah.
the walls become a little bit more familiar.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Look up.
You've been here before.
Great. This fucker Trump is here.
No fucking way.
What? He's laughing.
I've seen these walls before. I'm not sure when.
Great.
Where are we then, buddy?
Dude, I don't remember anything.
The device, does it work now?
Well, let me see.
After 10 minutes, you feel pretty confident.
Give it a test.
Okay, let me
run.
see. So I put it to the right, put it to the door. Okay.
As
Put it to the
as you
door.
do this, you hear this sizzling.
It's a fucking blowtorch.
The metal around where the orb is attached or is touching the door begins to melt.
Okay.
Can you cut a hole?
There we go. Yeah, I think so. Kind of holding it. I don't know how long does it take.
Just cut it on the keyhole, then we can just open it.
Okay.
After about
Go down the hole.
it takes you maybe about 2 minutes or so, but
Okay.
easily enough you are able to kind of carve through it. As you get into the end of it, you feel it.
Oh, come the fuck.
It looks like it's sparking out a little bit.
Shouting out.
While you're able to fiddle with your design, this seems to be an old version that is not able to live up to what you expected it to. And it sputters out.
Did you finish the keyhole?
But the door does, like with the wooden door, does swing open
Oh,
just
thank God.
ever so slightly.
Guys, we can
Guys,
leave
I
it
got
now.
it. Alright, put the thing. Like
We
my pockets.
can move forward.
Okay, we can leave this. We can leave,
Do you want to lead
this
the way
60-foot
to our
tunnel.
light, or
Oh, I can
You
send
can
a
just-
light with whoever would like to take the lead.
Let's
okay?
go.
Let's go. I don't want to
It is
lead.
not
Probably not
me,
you.
sir.
I'll take second. I'll go second.
I'll go first. Alright.
Alright, great.
Enigma, you wanna
I'll go. I'll
last? You wanna?
I'll
be
be
middle.
fourth.
Well, remember your marching order, and that's where we're going to go ahead and take a break, because I'm going to
Oh.
draw out the next room.
Battle map.
For everyone watching the stream, we're going to take a quick break. So,
We
what's up?
got like we're at 16 followers. Somebody could make an item.
Oh, we can make an item?
What?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
an item.
And I
Somebody can make an item.
Yeah, so while we're on break, we're going to be on break for, let's see, it's 10:30 right now. I'm going to set a timer.
Like what?
Four,
12 minutes?
15 minutes.
It's 10:15.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
7:30.
anybody in the chat,
Listen up, listen
It says
up.
14.
just I mean, I don't even know who's in the chat. I guess Kiki Curry's in the chat.
Yeah.
What like Kiki Curry?
Pretty much at every,
DM can take it.
yeah,
We
at
love
like
our
every,
chat.
what was it, what were we, like every 25
Every
minutes or so?
well, so we were gonna start with 15 till we got to 50, and then we'd
Yeah.
do every 25.
So basically, once we hit certain milestones, we'll host a little like contest in the chat. Whatever it is, whoever the winner of that is going to be able to create a custom item that we can introduce into the story at the DM discretion. It'll be like, I'll probably choose the thing that is the most interesting, or the most fun to introduce, the most unique, the most adjective to put into the story.
Adjective.
The most adjective,
So
and we'll try and
most
put that into the
useless.
story. So if it's something like a book about a certain part of history that you want to introduce, we could do that. Or if it's the Lord of Smiles, you said?
Wanda smile.
Wand of Smiles. You want to do some magic stuff? We can maybe get into some magic stuff, like very low level magic stuff. But
Just give us a
Maybe like
user
something called Setheras.
But yeah, we're not gonna leave. I'm just gonna you'll probably just see me drawing the next room, but everyone else is gonna go
take things.
go do
A
stuff.
sword that only heals, that does damage to only
Yep.
allies. If you attack an ally,
A phallic statue
It
of
only heals.
enlargement.
it heals
But-
enemies and attacks and hurts allies.
No,
Don't
it
through
only
some
heals
wires.
allies.
But thank you
and
very
all
much
you
for
can do is
everyone who's
hurt
trying to
them.
join right now.
Is it
Let's
hurt
see.
attacking
Yeah.
Aw,
You have to attack.
aw, look at everyone in here.
Unfortunately, I was
Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of our Native American viewers. Let's read the chat here, boys. Now it's this is basically what break time is going to be. This is going to be break time with Brandon
Yeah, I'm also here.
and break time with Brandon and Eli.
Yeah.
Eli is ready to die.
Is that someone? That someone's
No, it's Lauren.
Elon. I am in fact ready to die.
Things are getting intense for Dwayne. Dwayne, already a charismatic fella. But yeah, y'all get to watch.
I got so
as-
close to killing Dwayne. I'm so sad.
That could have been really bad or really fun. So
Was
we're-
4 max damage?
Yeah, it was a D4.
Okay.
May or may not bite you in the ass.
It'll be fun. No.
We'll see.
Again, I'm worried that now that you're drawing up a room and I've done.
You've already done
He's
five.
out 4 hit
You've already
points. Yeah,
like
out of his
marked
9 hit
5
points,
points
he
of
lost
damage.
5. He lost more than half. Is it? What did you say you're gonna do? One of us died. You're gonna make a new class or something?
I will likely not make a new class as I spent the past 3 months.
Are they just gonna make a new character with that class?
Probably.
Okay.
That was 4, 2, 8, 4.
How does while we're on break, how does that my disillusion thing work again?
So your disillusion, that is
So it's a bonus action.
It's a bonus action, so whenever it's most likely to be used whenever you're engaged with someone in melee range.
Yeah. What's the range on
Melee range.
it? Is it 5 feet?
There is the potential to extend that range as
Time goes on.
time goes on.
Ooh, spoilers. And it
Um,
stuns them? It's a charisma save and it stuns them?
Yeah, they basically just lose their turn.
Is it a stun effect or do they lose a turn?
They lose. It's not a stun. They lose a turn pretty much.
Okay, so they can't take any action, bonus actions, or reactions.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not as good as I thought it was. Still pretty good.
At level 1, I didn't want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, if this is paralysis, that means free sneak attack.
pretty much.
But yeah, trading a bonus action for a turn is pretty good. And if they save, then they can't be affected by it for a day or something.
Yeah, everyone in the chat, let us know who your favorite character is, what your favorite quote of the night is, all that jazz.
I mean, the quote of the night is going to be, I'm not, what was it, some Sally?
I'm not some back out of Sally.
Back out, that's what it was. I'm
God,
not some back out Sally.
I know, back out of Sally.
That was off the noggin. Ooh, this is where they're going to blood sacrifice us.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Our highest fucking constitution score is 14. We're already dying. I mean, do you think this is going to be more or less combat focused than our Saturday game?
About the same.
About the same?
Probably a little bit less. But
Less, really.
at least for
The time being.
at least for right now.
Dang, we don't even fight very much Saturday show. Show? Game.
It's a show for us.
Yeah. And I'm certainly excited.
Cool.
Creating. This thing is super helpful. Like just
Oh, yeah.
down on this map. Back when I was DMing that game I told you about, I literally just had to pull out sheets of graph paper and just.
I mean that works too.
It works, but it's a nightmare. To like keep it down.
I think that's pretty much it.
Plus, I go through paper like a motherfucker because we were going through the the intro module, and there's like 5 combat encounters like every 20 minutes. Speaking of combat encounters,
Yeah, when everyone gets back, they can pick their
color,
color.
great. Actually no, I brought my thing.
Brought your money? Yay! And we'll have these just in case.
For I need what?
Gonna do what I did for the last campaign and just introduce y'all to 12 enemies right off the bat and have a 3-hour-long combat
That was
scenario.
fun. I mean, it was boring because we're level 1 and combat's never fun as level 1. Shite. But... Oh no, I get to be the little rogue boy. So
Mega key! Mega key! Yeah.
Mega key. That was really stupid, I loved it.
You just joined, you need character names. Okay, so, character names. We have, so Eli
Zailien.
is playing Zailien. I'm gonna try and...
Zailien, human mannequin, which is a stabby magic boy.
Yeah, stabby, magic, rogue, assassin
Human.
boy, human. So you have Zailien.
Kind of.
You have Enigma, who is our Dredgenaught Warforged. These are all custom classes, by the way. So if you're needing to do a refresher, all of our custom classes are fully explained in our session 0, which is on our YouTube. Rolls for Rolls, ROLLS space
Same with
for
Twitch.
RO. Yeah, same as Switch. But we go through all of the classes there. Same with names. So if you do need a refresher course, that's going to be a good episode for you to watch.
You can just skip like the first half an hour because that's probably just camera faff.
It's literally just us kind of like messing around, making sure everything. That was kind of like how the first couple minutes of this were, because we were trying to fix some
That
audio
wasn't anywhere
issues.
near as bad though.
No, we troubleshot a lot of
That was
things.
like 45 minutes. What was it?
Yeah. But Mark is playing Baki, who is the class is the Iron Falcon. I feel really proud of that name. But again, if you need a refresher, go watch that. But he's a human as well. And then you have the Dwarf, whose name is Dwayne Bumblesnatch.
Oh, that last name, what a legend.
So beautiful. I'm very excited for his character. You have Amon, no last name, is a Drow. Then you have our Firbolg named Rick. He's kind of a ranger cleric mix. He plays a Nomad. And then we have Setheras, Braewynn, who is a half elf.
The most unique of the classes. Hey guys, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
There's a
We're all
combat
gonna
thing
die.
it up. Pick your character. Pick your mini, your first up.
Yeah. Thanks, Kiki. Sweet. In this moment, we're also gonna I'm
Apologize for not
gonna
having any dwarves.
take some pictures and do all that kind of stuff.
Paladin. Yeah.
Shoot.
I was just thinking the golden armor.
Oh, do you want to be our thumbnail for the YouTube video? Or do you want to be our thumbnail?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
pick a pose, like y'all are watching something.
Oh, you want me to get next one?
Yeah, like here, like sit down, and I'm gonna get y'all seeing some fun behind it. This is what the break is gonna be. It's just fun behind the scenes.
From behind the scenes,
Shenanigans.
because we don't know how to do like stuff in the middle. So.
So yeah, like strike a pose like y'all just rolled something really well, or like y'all figured out some crazy secret,
That's a 5.
Should I do
but
the,
like hold the pose.
should I do the insane thumbnail? Or was like,
Yeah, do like clickbaity.
Oh,
And then we
yeah.
put PewDiePie's face in the corner to
Yeah.
get those views.
Okay, but like y'all can't move. It's a picture.
Oh man.
Yeah, actually, I think that worked really well.
Yes.
We woke up in a dark
Sweet.
room. Hashtag prank gone wrong. Hashtag gone sexual.
Hashtag sexual.
Hashtag my friends are dead in the crypt. Hashtag I almost killed a guy on a bookshelf. Hashtag
Yeah.
I know back alley Sally. Can I have the title of the episode?
Hashtag.
Can you please name out the title of the episode?
We'll definitely have like the hashtag so you can add on top of everything.
Yeah.
I already have the name for the episode, but
Is it dark? Deep dark?
dark cold room.
That's totally cooler, but back alley Sally is my favorite.
Back alley
quote.
Sally.
I'm no back alley
I know
Sally.
back alley Sally.
Oh shit.
Also dividing you through laughter. Just I was off the Falcon.
He's gonna drop the bootcase on me.
Guys,
I mean,
we're all gonna die.
I think my favorite one so far has been.
Everyone can pick your.
I may not remember anything about my life right now, but you people may be the dumbest people I have ever come across.
Everyone can pick their mini.
Hell
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. So, because
Where's
he
mine?
has his mini. Oh yeah. Like, if y'all want to take pictures of stuff,
Boy.
go for it. You want to take pictures of minis? You want to take pictures of minis? You want to picture your mini or like a close up? I think you have one.
I don't have one of those ones. Not since I'm paying.
This guy.
That could have been bad.
Well,
That could have been very
Yeah,
bad.
Setheras dies.
There's died a noble death.
Still trying to think on what I want Setheras is.
is it
At least-
other spoilers?
That here.
We're gonna turn off the background.
Oh. Oh, that, yeah.
Here we go.
I thought you meant
Like,
like multiple personalities.
No, I just have a whole other set of paperwork entirely going to be another person. at
I can
any
make
point
one.
in time.
I have forgery kit.
Oh, I have those too, and I'm
Yeah.
completely proficient in it.
Same. This guy's good.
That's not a joke, Justin.
Identity theft is not.
Okay, so before we jump back into it, if everyone wants
You
to
wouldn't
like
steal a car.
announce that we are doing the real stuff, we're
Download
gonna.
a car.
I will.
People are 3D printing Lamborghinis. Dope.
I mean, technically not stealing.
About to get our shit kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I would love nothing more than to open a bag of holding and it be a void of kittens.
Just reach in, just pull out kittens.
Just reach in and it's just fucking cats.
You have to know.
I would also love it if you just reached in and it was just leopard geckos. Just 100 leopard
You
geckos.
have to know
They
what
could
was in
just
there.
climb up my arm. All of them.
Not how back of the holding one.
And then I just have an armor of geckos.
That sounds horrible.
It sounds amazing.
No, that sounds awful because they would all just die the moment you got hit. Oh, you got Timmy. Fuck.
See, but I have a bag of holding,
Yeah.
an unlimited void
Filled with lizard geckos.
filled with lizard
Are they all
geckos
individually
to cover my body
They have
and
to-
his
they have to
armor.
all
So is that
individually
only
be named.
one? More just climb back.
They have to all be individually named.
All right, everyone ready to jump back into things?
Yep.
So yeah, while we're at this juncture, everyone make sure you have a figure picked out to represent yourself.
Easy peasy.
And go ahead
Should
while
we
you're
get in
doing
marching
this.
order?
Yeah, get in marching order.
Oh,
The doors over here as well.
Yeah, you first. I was
So
second.
who's what?
I was second.
I'm
I'm Rogie Boy. This is Mark.
I don't know, Enigma, where were you?
Who was third? Was that you? You said you were third, right?
Were you third?
Yeah. You were fourth. Justin was fourth. I don't think you were
Okay.
I
fourth.
was fourth.
Oh, you were
He was
third.
third. I was third.
So I guess you'd be.
Oh wait, who would I pay $10 to for the thing again?
What?
I'm be
Put it
staggered.
without all this
I'm
shit.
be staggered.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll be off to the side.
you sure?
You do what?
Also, I'll be,
To be front,
also,
yeah.
whoever second will be off to the side staggered.
Okie
Well, as
That's only
you
five.
walk through and you push the iron door, and it does give way. It is a lot heavier than the wooden door that Baki had
Who's missing?
busted through.
Someone is different.
Do you have yours up there?
Who are you?
Do you have yours?
Yeah, he's the power.
Amon, you're up here.
Yeah, shield.
Oh no, he was a shield. This one?
Yeah, that's.
You're both that.
Okay,
What,
so it's
okay.
I call that one.
I call that one.
Maybe Cambion.
That one's mine.
Cambion.
Never mind, boys.
right
I
here's fine.
steal it.
Yeah.
So who's in front?
That's Mark.
Mark,
I'm in
you
front, yeah.
go ahead and make a perception roll.
Nice.
With advantage.
Yes.
With the plus 3?
A 14 plus
Three.
3, yeah. 17, so 17. And then 12.
Everyone notices pretty much everything in the room, but for Baki,
Particularly.
more seems to come back to your memory. You recognize most, maybe not the details, but most of the design of the room.
Okay.
Enigma a little bit comes back to you as well. This feels a little bit too familiar. as you were trying to piece together, and you don't necessarily know that each other recognizes these revelations. They're very internal.
Do we
It's
notice?
more so a thought that appears in the back of your mind, a twinge of, I've seen this before. I feel like I've been here before. But the party notices that it's a very large room.
The dark.
With it's not as dark as the first room before the dancing lights were there. You're able to see pretty decently. There's a good deal of clutter. You notice maybe a half dozen or so desks that line the room.
Nice.
Various instruments of measurement taking, experimentation, all of these things clutter up the room. On the very far end of the room, it's about 100 feet long. At the very far end of the room, you notice a dais. It's about raised maybe a couple feet off the ground, a step or two leading up to the top of the dais. On either side of the dais, you see two very large bronze cylinders that have arms articulated and angled in towards the center of the dais. These are about maybe 15 feet tall each, and best you can tell, maybe about 4 feet round in diameter.
Wow.
So they are very large, and then on either side of the dais, you see familiar two small iron doors, similar to the one that you've just come through. On either side of the wall, you see something very peculiar. They're, for the most part, fairly symmetrical from one wall to the next. You see 4 large panes of glass on each wall. Each pane of glass is maybe about 12 to 15 feet tall. Fairly opaque. And then next to each pane of glass is a small grate. Looks to be possibly a small compartment inside, behind each gate. For the most part, the walls are symmetrical, but there are some differences between each grate. You notice there are 8 total. But you are in the room, and it gives a very distinct feeling of being in the laboratory.
Ooh.
I'm gonna check out a box.
Do we notice the 6 figures there? Or are those just not there? I'm like, are there just 6 random
Yeah, there's
ass
just 6
clusters?
dudes over there that are just like,
Who
oh, hey, what's
walked
up,
in?
y'all?
Hey,
Oh.
here's your backstory. Here's why you forgot. Boom.
There you go. Campaign done. Y'all did it.
Good
Congratulations.
job.
I'm gonna take the next 3 months creating new character classes. So, Dwayne, what did you say you were wanting to do?
Want to go to a crate, check it out.
Just any of the. So there are basically these are desks, and there are different. There are various boxes and bins next to each one. Are you just going to a random one?
I was gonna go to the ones.
Oh,
these
sorry.
boxes?
A grate. So it's a grate, not a crate. GRATE. So it's
Great.
basically a hole in the wall, and the grate is covering it. So which one are you going to?
Going to
This one.
the closest one, yes.
Make a perception check.
I kind of told Dwayne, hey, be careful. You never know.
7.
7.
Remember, you're
Um,
you got 4 arbitrary.
And then on this first one, the pane of glass appears just so, very opaque. You can't really see anything past it, or it does have a slight reflectivity to it, but nothing too major. The grate itself is not there for this one. For this first one, on the which this would be the eastern wall, is empty. There is a little compartment. It's about 3 by 3. You definitely have to crouch down, as it's only about 2.5 to 3 feet tall. So it is a very small. I guess you wouldn't necessarily have to crouch down as much. But there is inside you see a small chest. It's currently closed. There's nothing else in the compartment but
What you got
a
in
small
there?
chest.
What do you see, Dwayne?
See a little chest in here.
Can you grab it?
I don't know. I got pretty tiny arms.
Let me see. Let me try.
It's
I
pretty
walk
small,
over.
isn't it?
Let me see. How big is it?
So-
Or am I able to get it actually?
You can certainly try. You can
Dwayne,
certainly
go
try
ahead
and
and try
grab
that.
I'm going here.
Try your
Try.
hand, mate.
it. Make
Believe
a
in you, Dwayne.
strength check.
That is a 17.
17?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
pretty easily enough. You are able to. It's not attached to the wall, or it doesn't appear to be attached to any chains or anything. You are able to slide it free of the compartment, of the little hole in the wall. And as you're in the compartment, the stonework itself appears similar to the first room, where it had that liquid
Yeah.
that seems to kind of coat the walls. It's cooler in this little compartment, but it definitely feels claustrophobic, and you feel a twinge in the back of your neck. A sense of a brief flash of memory hits you. You've been in here before. It's not a nice feeling, but you've been in here before. And as you bring the chest out of the compartment, you're very thankful to not be in there anymore.
Shoot, buddy.
What's wrong, Dwayne?
I don't know, dog. I feel like I've been here before. Come on, dog. You know, it's familiar.
Oh
Eric's gonna,
Gee, man, I don't know.
Dwayne's gonna be the quote god of this
that's so
session.
fucking good.
Shit, man.
Yeah,
Kenny,
Dwayne,
what's
I feel the same way.
Dwayne, what's in the chest?
Dwayne, I look.
Shit.
You got dibs.
Open the chest, Dwayne.
I would like to inspect the chest.
Yeah, roll make a deception check. Are you checking for traps, or are you just looking at the box in general?
Both.
Oh, that's a.
I'm
There is no lock in the chest. So are you going to open it?
Might well.
It doesn't appear to be trapped.
explode.
As you
Dwayne, be
We all
careful.
die.
flip it open,
I'm gonna be. Don't worry about me now.
Alright.
Come on.
Alright.
You
focus
hear-
on me.
you hear a slight creak as the hinges clunk, and there is nothing in the chest.
Great.
It's empty.
Fuck.
Free
Oh
chest.
shit!
What a nice
What a waste of my time.
Free storage space.
Okay, I go on to the next one.
You go to the next one.
Immediately.
Make an investigation check. Or sorry, make a perception check first.
You're better at this.
A 13 plus what again?
3.
So yeah,
Which one is
so
he going
yeah,
to?
so
Which one is going to?
this one over here.
Yeah, right there.
I'd be over here by the chest.
Basically, just so you want to keep track, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not writing good numbers right now.
It's a very What if you spend
At least you try.
half an hour of real life
Yeah.
looking through everything?
So you're going over number 2, perception check. What'd you get?
I got a 13 plus
16.
6, 16.
16. You do notice a. So are you? First, you look at the glass.
Okay.
There is. It appears like it's further back.
Okay.
Potentially, it's similar to if you look at a block of ice and you see something trapped in the block of ice.
Yeah.
It's that kind of appearance. You can see that whatever object it is, heavily obscured.
Okay.
Could also just be a wall. You're not quite sure. Could just be the back wall.
How thick does this glass look?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, shit. 12?
Which one are you looking at? The
The
two.
one next to you. 1.
One. You're checking for like the thickness of the glass.
Yeah.
It appears not only very. Sorry, what would you roll?
12.
It appears pretty thick. But Baki, you also notice in the grate, there is a slowly decomposing corpse.
Oh.
And the clothes on the corpse seem to be falling off. Tattered, torn in places, and you do notice a small letter.
Is it,
On the ground
how
as
old
well.
does the body look?
Make a medicine check.
Can I walk over there and see the corpse?
Ooh, that's a
You
4.
might be able to see them.
That's
Well, he
a
kind of points it out to you.
7?
7.
Yeah.
Not able to guess.
Yeah.
The
Corpse.
the context of where the body is probably not great area for a body to be decomposing, so that could be affecting its rate of decomposition. But you're not able to really ascertain when it started.
The body, like,
decomposing.
I'm gonna grab the
shit.
letter.
Hey guys,
You
there's
don't notice the
a
letter.
there's a body over
I don't
here.
notice it.
You don't.
Kinda.
You do not know that there is a letter. He has not pointed it out to
I'm
you.
marking
I kind of shot. There's a body over here.
I'm gonna search
kind
the
of
body.
point to it.
A body.
So
Yeah.
so currently
Look there.
you're not able to.
Door.
So you're not. So there is a grate right there. So while you're able to peer in, it's about 3 feet back. So you're not able to
Hey,
reach in.
Wizard,
Okay.
can you send a globule of stuff in there?
A light.
Thank you, sir.
Make a history check.
That's a 16.
16. You feel a twinge of remembrance as well. You're not quite sure what it is, but you feel like you've been in this place before. Specifically in the grate.
Oh, even better.
Is there any like dead? What if there's a ghost?
Ghost.
What if we're being
about
watched?
that. How fresh is the body?
I don't believe in ghosts.
Oh, well,
They're-
you very much should, sir.
There's fucking demons. People make deals with literal demons. Whatever.
Do I hear this? Out there?
People
Because I would walk over to the body.
Yeah, this is within your shot.
Look,
I know from across the room.
Ghost. No.
We gotta get out of here,
So
boys!
I'll find your Scooby Snap. It's okay.
It's okay.
Everyone remain calm.
Dwayne,
You want
it's
school?
okay, it's okay.
95% of ghosts gives about 3 shits what any of us do.
That's too many.
You don't know
it's
that.
literally.
Let's go
I
on to
do.
the next
I do.
grade,
I go ahead and
guys.
see how fresh the corpse is.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Make
check
a-
how fresh the corpse is.
You
Okay,
can,
so it's
one of y'all make a medicine check with
You
advantage.
got it. I'll give you advantage.
I want to go to the next one.
Give me a check. So it's pretty much covered by them, but are you inspecting the grate as well? Make an investigation check.
22. Roll again.
Damn.
22.
1 sec. You're not gonna nat 20. I guess I'm pulling. Because you get advantage.
Yeah, so you have advantage because he's helping you right now.
Shite.
Oh, we've lost. Dice down, dice down.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I want to go to the next
The other one was better. 22.
22.
So yeah, you are fairly certain that this decomposing body
He's dead.
is dead. But what was at one point human?
That's what kind of
Yeah, so this is likely a human, and you can place the body at maybe 3 weeks.
Can I get a look at the face?
Quite a while.
Okay.
The face, after the group has been able to look at it for long enough, the face appears to be decomposed too long.
So no like facial features I can get. Anything?
But you do notice. You also notice something that you forgot. You did notice the letter that is on the ground next to the body as well.
Okay. Later.
It seems to be just a folded up piece of paper. But
Can I read it?
Can we
Plain
take this?
nonsense.
What?
Hello, sir. I see that your time has clearly come, and you're still here.
Who's he talking to?
No one worry.
Oh, I maybe he's talking to the.
Why are we all here?
He's like
If you happen to know, or maybe you just want to pass on, just let me know, and we can work something out.
you feel an arm extending to you, reaching out from the opposite side.
Let him do his thing.
As you are reaching out, this arm seems to turn and embrace clasping your hand, so you are hand in hand with whatever this entity is. And as its light grasps your hand, it seems to
Cast inflict wounds.
That's greater.
it seems to you're dead. You're fucking dead.
Your head explodes. Fuck.
You feel this sense of warmth and familiarity. And in a place as strange as this, all of a sudden you feel as though you are the closest to home that you have been in a long time. This feels familiar.
What do you see or what do you feel?
Well, I still don't know who I am. I'm fairly certain I may have known who this was.
Is it your dad?
Huh.
You're not able. You're not able to gain anything other than
No,
the
I just
feeling.
felt familiar.
Do they
Interesting.
know how to leave? I don't know what you can
They
do.
don't so much answer questions as they guide you along the path.
Oh, that sounds
You don't necessarily get to choose the path,
Rick,
and it might not
do
be
you know
a
him
good
or
path.
anything?
that feels like hokey bullshit.
Nah?
It's very
I might not have done these spots.
Okay.
Whoever.
Well, I'll investigate the area around his body for anything.
Yeah. So yeah, make an investigation check with advantage now that everyone's here.
I might go to one of those doors and try to open them.
Which one of those?
The left one, the closest one.
Is it everybody investigation?
See
No.
what
No, just him.
I want to
16.
look for anything that might be particular interesting to me. Like,
Make a general investigation check.
Oh,
You
so
are
let's
able
see.
to just find the letter as well. There is a letter on the ground.
I'd also like to make my face look like a Warforged.
Make a general dexterity check as you're trying to reach through. It's ever so slightly out of your grasp.
I also like to make my face look like a Warforged.
Okay.
So after I try the door, I want to try something else.
Are you making your face look like?
Yeah, sure, man,
Enigmas?
why not?
Is it-
It doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever. Oh, just Warforged. I don't care. That one works. It's the one I know.
Is anyone with him at the door as well, or
I want to follow this freak.
are you doing this? Are you trying to do this stealthily, or
Nope.
okay?
Don't give a shit.
Where are you?
So he's
I'm a rogue. I'm over here.
he's over there by the door, trying the door. What else were y'all doing? You were checking.
yeah.
Okay. So real quick, you do get the letter.
Just a strip of paper.
Oh yeah, it's an actual letter.
Oh my god! Does this one kill you instantly as well?
No.
While you're reading that, I'll go ahead and what'd you roll?
And 9.
9.
So.
It takes you a while. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
What are you attempting to do with the door? Pierce your back.
I'm gonna climb up on here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to add. There are
What is it?
There are 2 more desks
Oh,
that are right here.
alright, so there's like weird handy things that like next to this thing, right?
So these are basically 2 4-foot in diameter pylons that are cylindrical, bronze, and have an articulated arm coming out of them that are aimed directly into the center of the dais.
Error. I require repairs. Error.
Make a performance check.
Hey. Do I get advantage? Because I have the actor feat?
Yeah, actually.
Hey. That's a d12. Hey. It's a 16.
Wait, Brandon, did you say it was
That's a
2
19.
spears
25.
and a laser?
I'm real good at this.
It's not that these
My whole base
are.
skill.
They're more just articulated arms that appear to be. You can make an investigation check if you want, or
So I
Yeah.
want to investigate this.
Okay.
I rolled a 25.
what a 25 to know.
4.
Is it good to know, or is it just worthless?
So you're not quite familiar with the construct of this. Are you walking up there as well? As you are passing.
right here.
Okay, so as you are passing by the desk to your left, you see something familiar that you're not quite sure why it strikes you as familiar until you focus on it for a second, but it appears to be well, basically what you see on this desk is kind of like a table on top of the desk to hold whatever contraption someone needs to work on to get a better look at it. You see several folding spy glasses or magnifying glasses that can kind of fold out to zoom in on a particular part that you need to work on. Several tools, different tinker's tools, other types of masonry tools. All of these things are just cluttering the desk, but in the midst of it all, semi-deconstructed is your wire gun.
Oh. What do you see, Dwayne?
Before we get to that, Zailien, you are on top of the dais trying to... what are you trying to do exactly, Zailien?
Error! Requesting repairs, error. I'm trying to see
So,
what happened.
You pull off a pretty convincing Warforged, which kind of offends Enigma for a second.
Good.
But
Facts don't care about your feelings, Enigma.
your voice. So the ceiling is slightly vaulted, and it echoes just a little bit, but nothing really happens. You're just very convincingly have a Warforged accent.
Great, I'm going to be
They have
able to
accents.
now.
I'm gonna.
I
steal
assume
everything
I'm
off that
absolutely
desk.
fucking shook.
You are fairly after reading the letter.
Yeah,
What's the letter say?
nothing.
Cool.
It's fairly familiar. The handwriting seems familiar. You're fairly certain you know who this is. Yeah, you're collecting your wire gun.
I'm gonna see.
Quick turn on the dime there. Yeah, no, you're.
Let me see what else I can grab as well. Maybe one of those magnifying glasses.
Yeah, so it's attached by the arm, but if you'd like to, you can try and deconstruct the.
Some of those tools.
I'm going to go back to my weird pale ass human face.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take the tools, obviously.
Yeah. So you now have Tinker's tools and an assortment of magnifying glasses.
Seems electrifying.
Yeah, there you go. The rest of y'all, what would y'all like to be doing?
I'm going to kick those dice.
The days? Yeah, you just kind of kick a metal floor. There is an echo, as if this were hollow. And it's at this point that you kind of notice that
I'm going to search those two dice.
those two desks.
Yeah.
Sure. Which one are you searching?
Plus 21st.
Make an investigation check.
Cool. That's a nat one.
It's not one.
That's nothing. So 1.
So you, I mean,
Fucking bricks in our...
you are just kind of looking at the
Smack my
desk.
head on it. Just look at it.
It's
Reveal your secrets.
well, let me
Reveal
see.
your secrets to me. Bonk.
It's more or
I
less.
lightly kick it.
He goes for the head, but just completely misses the head.
Slammed on the ground.
There is a lot of equipment on this desk, and it kind of triggers a little bit of OCD for you. Just
Start
because
tidying up the
because
desk.
it is very cluttered. A lot of it seems to be. You see a couple of metallic fingers, other springs, components, things of that nature.
Just take the metallic fingers.
All right, we got some fingers now.
Like coming in.
Fucking
But
weird
they
little
appear to be.
None of you saw that. Shut up.
Make a just for fun. Make
Make a
a
sleight of hand check.
Make it yeah. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh.
I'm proficient in that.
That's fine.
You are currently shooketh and
19.
engrossed in your letter. Yeah, you're able to pocket these without too much. I don't think anyone's really focusing on you at the moment. But you now have 3 metallic robot fingers.
I'm gonna be like half of Luke Skywalker.
Amon and Rick, what would you like to be doing at the moment?
I'm done looking at the corpse now.
God damn it.
The desk closest to this.
You go to the third one or the desk?
Yeah, I go ahead and whisper my favorite beside the middle one. Just kind of just glancing over.
Yeah. There's what's your passive perception?
Got it.
So it's gonna be 10 plus yours, so it's 16.
Yeah. There's not much on this desk other than
Yeah, I just keep on walking.
various burnt books, appear to be empty journals, various other tools. Pretty much, to the best of your knowledge, most tools that you would need to construct things or build things could be found in this room. So if there's anything that you would like to grab, then you could probably search for it.
Can I look for poisonous
Like
kit?
like carpenter's
Yeah,
tools.
yeah, you can look.
I'm
There are a
looking
couple
at
of
these
carpenter's tools.
Carpenters or smiths or-
Yeah, there aren't any smith tools. Oh, well, there are a couple. As far as
mainly just a carpenter and a woodworker.
you do find plenty of woodworking tools, and you find some vices as well. That would be in a smith's kit, but you essentially have enough to comprise a woodcarver's kit. And you can add that to your inventory. You're looking for poisoner's kit. Make another investigation check.
Great.
Amon, what would you like to be doing at the moment?
12.
Amon is going to come over here and check this desk.
What's castle perception?
-3.
14. Similar. It's old records. Seems to be accounts of some sort of experiment. This one appears to be about pretty much just determining which methods or how much electrocution a rat could take before it dies.
What a sequel.
What?
it's just like about rats being electrocuted, right?
Yeah.
Be useful.
It's like, yeah, we're sick of it.
Sure. I mean, if you'd like to read it, you can.
Yeah.
You're kind of thumbing through it, make an intelligence check real quick.
Okay.
That door was locked, right?
Yes.
Was there a keyhole on it?
That's that.
There was a keyhole. Isn't that one?
That one.
It bores you.
Yeah.
You get about half a paragraph in, and you're like, I'm done with it.
Dead rats.
Yeah.
Piece of
So
shit.
I want to check his pockets
there.
every.
Well,
Nope.
currently you're not able to get in there, as there is the grate. So you're able to reach your arm in there, but everything else
I'm gonna
is.
sit down and meditate for 2 minutes.
You watch as Setheras sits down, places his hands.
Is he like
In his-
super
in
like
his
closed
lap.
eyes? Like,
I don't know. Are you?
what are you doing to
Yeah,
meditate?
yeah. I just sit down like
Oh.
Poke him in the forehead.
Sure, you can still feel it.
Yeah.
So,
Are you alive? Are you in the
I will
spirit
literally
realm?
set you on fire.
That sounds like fun.
And I'll switch out Firbolg.
Yeah, he's meditating with
for which one? For
Mage
Mage Hand?
Hand.
You can't do it anymore.
That's an interesting thing right there that you just saw happen with his class, the Soul Warden. Go watch the other video if you're confused about it. Basically, after
No,
meditation.
We didn't go over that 'cause we.
That's right. That's a new thing. So just to make sure people are aware, basically the Soul Warden class that I created has access to every wizard cantrip, but they can only have one prepared and can only use one at a time. And to change it out, they can do a meditation, switch out one for one, but you only have access to one cantrip at a time. And you have a maximum of 4 per day to swap out. But anyway, if anyone has questions, you can ask, but basically that's how that works.
I'm gonna go back to that door and try the key.
You have your key?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing with the
Too small.
with the other door. It's a little bit too small. It doesn't appear that this key.
Yeah.
Same with
there any
with
symbols on it?
Baki and Enigma.
Yeah.
Hey Baki, hey Enigma. A note about the keys. It doesn't look like these are keys to doors.
Oh, doors like little chests. Okay.
They look like
basically
they're
it's
small.
like what they.
Are there any symbols like the last things on the door? Do you have notes?
No, I don't believe so. Yeah, I have this whole room mapped
Did you
out.
print that out like a module?
Yes, I did.
Jesus.
I went hard.
He is with the
They do not have any symbols on them.
just doors.
They're just doors.
Maybe.
You do notice right next to the doors a couple of levers.
How many levers?
You see 3. One of them
Three
is
levers.
One of them is broken in half.
Okay.
One of them, and then there are 2 others. But
Oh,
one of them
positions are
appears. So the one that is broken in half.
Yeah.
is down.
Okay.
The other two are still up.
I'll pull both of them down at the same time.
You hear this slow of the dais
Yeah.
as it begins to.
Is it raising?
You see now. Make a perception check.
Great. Great it does.
I'm gonna run back to the back of
20.
As you're watching this, you're running back to the room.
it, of course.
20.
20.
Okay.
You notice.
He just yeets himself around the room. He pulls up the zip line, just Batman's away.
Steam appears to hiss out of the cylindrical pylons.
How long does it take?
It's been raising for about 10 seconds now.
Can I switch my face? Could I have switched my face in that time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch back to the Warforged.
You at this moment, something that you hadn't caught before.
Oh, great.
You weren't exactly looking for it, but there are windows on the sides of the dais, pretty close to the steps, that reveal a room below, and you are suddenly reminded of the hollow nature of the dais whenever you tapped on it, and you see a figure, which appears to be on a standing table, strapped to it, humanoid. But with the face of a rat.
Oh, same, man.
As it and it
Hello.
settles, you hear this as one of the windows opens. You watch as the figure
Oh, fuck.
Oh god.
Yay!
as this
Can I
figure
roll initiative?
leaps out.
Yeah.
Need y'all to roll initiative.
I fucking hate you so much. You're so.
This very well might kill the party.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, the look in your eyes when I said I pull both levers was like,
Unless y'all do something. Need y'all to roll initiative.
nice. Guys, I got the best roll.
Literally none of us have a weapon.
While I was
Yeah.
doing that, I was checking this fucking desk.
I got a 9.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And then
What do you got?
18 plus. Wait, what do you add?
Dexterity.
Dexterity, 18. I think I have 21.
Nice. That's pretty good.
When it comes to
Guys, we got this, guys. I believe in all of us. Justin's gonna murder me in real life.
Oh, I am. Because you're not going to be here for the next fucking 4 weeks, so why do you care?
I will.
Okay.
I'll visit.
R.I.P. party.
You're not going to make it to your car tonight.
Gonna shoot me.
Bazooka.
At the same time as this happens, actually, the entire room begins to shift
Is it dropping a 6 beat?
as you watch as a small stone in the ceiling falls right
what the
by
hell
you.
is that?
By me? Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, damn. This here rock damn near fell on my dog head.
First the bookcase, now this.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck,
Yo, what the
yeah.
hell is This is this? a real bad day.
Ooh, guys.
You okay, Dwayne?
Ooh,
For
Dwayne.
now.
Ooh.
What are we gonna do, boys?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I don't even have words right now for
Ooh.
Give me a second. I'm finding something here.
It's like a CR
Does
18
my
monster.
Warden have all the darts with it already? Or
Yeah, after you were putting back together, it does have all its
Does
components.
it do damage when you shoot people with it?
it does.
Okay, cool.
But
He's the only person here who has a weapon.
I'll punch it.
I was thinking you do.
Guys, look.
Multi-shot.
I'll punch it. Hey, I still get sneak attack damage. I can still do sneak attack damage.
Where is this thing?
If one of you
Can I
guys
punch
want-
people with mage hand?
Just throw my hammer at them.
It can attack.
Carpenter's hammer.
Throw scraps of cloth at
That's
it.
improvised weapon. That's like a D4. You beat someone up with that.
Little cookies.
Yeah.
I'll smack it with a vial. What are they?
The cookies. The
I
cookies.
don't know.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, you can do
Go get some
the.
cookies.
Hey, Jacob didn't either.
Because we're all gonna die.
Yeah, cookies.
Because
will make
Eli's
that-
like, let me just pull over without asking
You
you.
know I'm
stupid.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Kiki's already like,
Feel
rip
you.
guys. Nice knowing the
Anyone
party.
else want more, Brandon?
So while all this was happening, I was mage handing a dead body.
Yeah.
What did I find on?
There wasn't anything on the body. You do rifle through some of the clothes. Actually, let me go ahead and check.
Did I find anything in these two desks right? With our
It seems like it's the same.
same shit?
Yeah.
What?
What was it? Uh.
I feel like I've made a sound tactical decision.
Actually, there is something on this body. A key. It appears to be broken, but there is a key.
Like this party spirit.
All right. So
Throw the broken key at
Oh.
it.
The only thing that broke this party.
Brandon, do I have like 30 seconds?
yeah, you got 30 seconds. Okay. So Enigma, what's your initiative?
No, that's fine.
Or sorry. Let's go 20 to 25,
I got 21.
21.
Up there.
Okay. 15 to 20.
15.
15. Anyone else?
I have 7.
7. Okay.
Mine's a 12.
You just 12. Any other 10 to 12, 12.
Control.
Anything else?
And then it's 7 Enigma.
Mega key!
Zailien, what was your initiative?
9.
9. Okay. So you go before Enigma, but after Rick.
What you get? Oh. Guys, this is really fun playing with you. Brandon, I really appreciate all your hard work.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I appreciate the months of work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
it's
worries.
come to fruition.
Come to tuition.
Alright.
Brandon, I'm an idiot. You should have planned around my stupidity. You know you told me there was going to be a lever. I would pull the lever.
Um,
So Dexter's Laboratory. Ooh, what is this? Like, new.
So-
Yeah, I'm the guy that you say, here's a deck of many things. You go, oh, okay, I'm pulling a card.
Like 5.
I heard that's.
so at the top of the round, the figure emerging from the dais.
Did you get my
What was yours?
Sorry, 12.
12.
I don't think you asked me.
3.
Okay, gotcha. Good to know. The figure is going to turn
Wait, say what?
to the person closest. I'm gonna
That's me.
actually
Hey.
see if any one of these.
This is like a CR like 85, right?
Ratman somewhere in there.
There is a rat man. There is a rat. Is this rat
Or
man?
it's a wolf man, but it'll
Well,
work.
that might work actually.
What's the difference? Hey, maybe he'll think I'm like a Warforged. and
No,
he'll be
that's
like,
it's the wolf man that I was
Work
thinking
for
of.
master,
Okay.
and then he'll kill you guys
Wolfman
first.
works. Shit, where you go? There you go. You put Wolfman in the center of the dais.
Do you think he does more than 9 damage?
So, the lever is currently over here.
Oh yeah, I would have pulled that.
So,
Does he see me? Can I try and hide?
There is a second where if you'd like to. Well, I mean it's not your turn, but
Oh no, there's not a second. He sees you. You're gonna die now.
he is going to
The way you turn that fucking thing.
he's going to come and make an attack.
Oh shite.
You watch as this. What's up? Okay. You watch as this figure. You watch as this figure, who has the face of a rat, large and humanoid, covered in fur, begins charging.
Mm.
And it's going to reach out.
Wait, hang on. No, I say that out loud. In game, yeah.
You said hang
Wait a minute.
on. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
We don't have armor.
Yeah, 13 AC.
Everybody is like 10 to 13.
I've been so used to playing Remedy, I'm like, I cast shield! Oh, wait. Fuck.
Alright, that's going to be 4 points of piercing damage.
Ow!
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck.
Oh, come on.
3.
So as you feel this pain, you feel this deadening in your shoulder as this creature reaches out and with these sharp fangs latches onto your shoulder.
Great.
And
Ow, 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 ow.
and that's going to be the end of its turn.
Great.
That brings us to Baki.
You said 4 damage?
Yeah, 4 points of
Okay.
piercing damage. Baki, it is your turn. At the current moment, do you still have the rod?
I don't know. I was actually looking for anything of my interest, trying to look for that missing thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
but-
so you're walking around. Which one is yours?
It's got the
I know, yeah, they are.
Yeah. Blue,
So-
blue shorts.
We'll say that after about the 10 minutes that it took to walk around,
Ow, 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 ow.
you do find, and again, the room becomes more and more
I made a massive mistake.
more and more familiar.
Okay.
You find your desk.
My desk. Oh shit.
I bet this would be a really nice backstory moment if I didn't pull those levers.
Make a quick investigation check.
I bet we all have discs.
Fuck a 3.
3. It's not particularly difficult. Actually, we'll go ahead and give you advantage on this because you do recognize this as your desk.
How do you keep doing that? Like that?
I think I keep it too hard.
Do you have depth perception?
14.
14? Yeah. You see a small chest underneath the desk with all of your equipment in it.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Ooh,
But
that's
it's going to take your whole action to put it all on.
Oh, that's a...
All of your equipment is in this chest.
Okay.
Except for
That important thing
That
I still don't
important
know what.
Brandon, have I
missing yet.
made a big mistake in
Yes,
that
you
all of
have.
our equipment is in this room and I've just fucking unleashed the monster?
and that's going to be the end of your turn, as that's going to take up pretty much all of your movement.
Cool.
Setheras, that brings us to your turn.
Convey thoughts to animals.
Make an animal handling check.
I am the most utility person in the world.
I'm useless right now. I'm getting killed.
Oh, baby, yeah. You said
Baby.
animal handling?
Yeah,
That's a 22.
Ooh.
it's going to make a wisdom saving throw.
Gonna try and not get fucked.
No, but with a 19.
Damn.
So it does the animalistic side of this creature, this abomination, does seem to click with you for a second. You seem to find the same wavelength. What would you like to convey?
We mean you no harm. None of us do. You are free to go.
Ow, ow, ow,
Even
ow,
after biting him.
ow,
he's
ow,
an
ow,
ass.
ow, ow. I am a pretty big
And
ass.
it's going to be the end of your turn. You
That's what
use,
that
you
is.
can use any movement or anything.
I'm furthest room.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I will take my 30 feet of movement.
How are we looking on the map? Okay, yeah, actually that looks pretty decent on the map. So
I am in the back corner, like a
So-
scared bitch.
Dwayne, that brings us to your turn.
Dwayne?
You see across the room this strange rat human figure latching on to
While I was
a
running
stranger.
back, I would say, "No one attack him." just realized.
Ow, 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 ow,
Shoot.
Listen to the wizard!
Do you remember the range on all of your weapons?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to fire at it.
Just
I'll
let it,
just
let it sit.
He let him out.
I'm
of
going
the
to
way.
take
He
this,
stepped on
this small time to Look for more stuff.
Maybe some teams.
My table.
So where
You just step on them.
where are you going at the moment? Where would you like to
Which
go?
table? Which table
Well,
you doing?
we'll say in the meantime you have leading up to this moment, because we didn't really place you anywhere at the moment, you can essentially get to any point in the room.
I love the idea of in the middle of someone in the corner of the room just
I mean,
screaming in
the-
pain. You're just
the
like,
back
ooh,
right
my guess.
This one?
What do we have here?
There's blood going on.
You can go ahead and make an investigation check for that as well.
It's a rat monster just trying to eat him. It's just
Don't worry about that.
ignore.
He's a perfectly fine pet.
You find
Concentrate.
pretty much the same
Don't call him a
things
pet,
that,
he'll kill
that
you.
Amon and Rick are finding, which is a various amount of tools. If there's any tool in particular that you'd like to find, it'd probably be very easy to find it.
I'm looking for some these two.
These tools, easily enough, you do actually find some thieves' tools.
Nice.
That's going to be the end of your turn. Rick, that brings us to you.
I'm in so much pain.
I'm gonna spend my turn to use the speech of beast and leaf to try to communicate with them. Also trying to say I'm mean no harm.
Make an animal handling check with advantage.
I enjoy that none of you have said, please let him go. It's all I mean no harm me
I said
specifically.
we.
You also have advantage
So
with
it's-
this.
Yeah.
So
Roll another one. You also had a 12. No, 11. So 12 plus.
And one.
So 16.
16. What would you like to convey to the creature? Well, so what do you wanting to convey to the creature?
Oh, this we mean no harm. Like, we have no idea why we're here. We're just as lost as he is.
That guy's a bitch.
Okay, good to know. Do you want to use any movement to
Stay
stay
away.
away? Okay.
And no sudden movements. Trying not to freak it out.
Okay. If you don't, it's based off of movement. Don't move.
If you don't move, it can't see you.
That brings us to Amon's turn.
Amon,
Screaming.
Amon's gonna Amon's going to attempt to break a leg off of the desk he's standing by.
Make a strength check. Just BAM!
That's a loud noise.
I don't think that's gonna fly. 10.
10. You have this great plan in your head to use this as a makeshift club, and as you reach down, you realize that's made of metal.
That's
That's
a
made of
whole
metal.
table
That's
leg.
a metal leg.
That's a
there.
whole ass table leg that ain't
Um,
coming off.
But that's going to be your action. You do still have any bonus actions you might have. I'm not sure if you have any, but then you also have your movement.
That's true. I'm just going to move behind this desk and
Cower.
turn it on its side and just peer
Just dump that.
Are you trying to hide at the moment?
over it. I'm just peering over. I'm gonna move it on its side and then just peer over it.
That brings us to Zailien. It is your turn.
I'm gonna. Please listen to the wizard man. I mean no harm. And I'm gonna hold an action, and if it tries to attack me again, I'm going to try and stun it.
With disillusion?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Fuck. That's not bad. That's also not bad. 18?
18. Okay. Good
With
to know.
disadvantage, yeah, it would have been a 24.
Enigma, it is now your turn.
I'm
Where's
gonna,
my
I'm
throat?
gonna look for weapons on the desk.
Okay.
Any kind of weapon.
We'll say in the time that you have been doing stuff as well, you will have made your way to your desk. Which one are you?
Brendan, I don't know why you felt like.
Oh, you're right in front of the fucking.
I don't know why you felt like. Oh, surely they won't be stupid enough to pull these levers, he says with a pony with Eli in it.
So not only do you find that, and Baki, I need to get you something as well.
The shiny red button. Is any interactable object.
This one is yours.
Cool backstory that I won't get to see because I'll be
And
dead.
this one is yours, Baki.
You can only hope.
Ah!
I hope it kills you, and then it's like,
Ah, I just wanted him.
and then it leaves, and I'm like,
I'm bleeding out.
we just nod at each other in agreement, like,
I'm like bleeding out on the floor. Please.
So,
spare the
real quick, Mark is probably going to bounce in a sec, but we'll play on for Baki. You will not kill Baki.
Well, I was gonna take.
Are you going to take him?
I'm gonna be going to.
Yeah, Dwayne's gonna bounce as well. But yeah,
we will be finishing this bit here.
we will be finishing up this little bit.
Continue.
I'm gonna do dodge the entire time.
The entire time you're gonna try and dodge.
Oh yeah, one hit the dog.
I'll just save my desk.
Yeah, but Enigma, you find all of your equipment. So you now have all the equipment that we had discussed last week.
That's nice.
And so that's going to be pretty much your action. You still have movement if you'd like to. If you'd like to use any movement, you can use some movement. And you have, I believe you have 30 feet of movement as a Warforged.
They do, yeah. Fuck off.
He's going to casually just
back up slowly.
All right, and that's going to be the end of. It's going to be the end of his turn.
I like to feel like right now,
Uh-oh,
if
he's pulling
this
out more
works, that I'm like
No, he just pulled out more dice. It didn't.
I'm like high British Steve Irwin.
Okay.
So another rock.
Good night.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Another rock.
Hey guys, you're dead. Sorry.
More rocks begin to fall.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, shite.
Oh my god, if you could squish by a rock, I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done.
Oh, fuck, that's a 9. Oh, no, wait, dexterity? 11.
11. Okay, so the both of you fail.
Me and the monkey?
You and the creature.
Rat.
Fucking insensitive.
That's a lot of dice, Brandon. Brandon, that's a lot of dice.
A gigantic fucking rock
The
just
room is
fell on you.
falling.
Brandon, that's a lot of dice, Brandon. Brandon,
That's-
what's the number?
6 plus 11.
Plus 11?
That's an instant kill.
Oh my god!
You're dead.
Did it kill the
You
monkey?
just
Did it
died.
kill the monkey?
Zailien is dead.
You just died in session 1 because you had to pull 2 fucking
How did the
levers at
ceiling
the
fucking
same time.
collapse? Why would a lever
Maybe.
make the ceiling collapse?
Maybe. And this is just me spitballing this here. One lever controlled one thing, right?
Yes.
And the other lever controlled another.
Yes.
But running them both at the
Yeah.
same time grinded the gears, causing them to snap, causing whatever was supporting the ceiling to fall with it.
Maybe.
You ever played Uncharted? What is it? Uncharted
Nope.
3? Is that what it is? Or no, it was Uncharted 4. It's Uncharted 4 where you climb the top of the tower, the clock breaks, and then the whole thing drops
Yeah,
while you
pretty
have to
much.
get down. And it's happened all because of one gear breaking. This
Anyway,
would just
I'm gonna check the group chat. Hey guys, I'm dead. Hey guys, I'm
Yeah,
dead.
like they've been gone for 30 seconds.
already. Yeah. Zailien, you watch as the creature
Is he fine?
takes it
Like a
pretty
champ.
pretty well discombobulated and is knocked around for a second. You watch as it kind of shoves it off,
What?
but you watch as Zailien
Where?
crumples to the ground,
No, just a reason.
not moving, and that's going to be the end of.
Something new sheet.
That's going to bring us back up to the were-rat. Is going to
Yeah, Mark. Wait, really?
shake it off, and he's going to move.
Yep.
10, 15, 30. He's gonna move. He's gonna make a move towards Baki. That's gonna be the end of his turn. It's gonna be all of his movement. But it is going to.
Does it look hostile?
It's looking very pissed off at the moment. That's gonna bring us
Look hostile.
to Baki's turn. Baki. He's got his weapons now,
It's angry.
so we'll probably take 2 swipes. Someone
move
wants to
towards it?
roll.
Do we really want to move him towards it? Would he not?
15 plus whatever his
Does he? Is it Dex mod?
Dex mod
It'd be 3 plus.
plus
plus
proficiency.
proficiency,
so
so
20.
that's gonna hit.
What's the damage dice?
He's got 2
He's
long swords, so
attacking
1d8.
You.
That's 1.
1 plus. It's a long sword. He's got proficiency, so +2 plus.
Holy duck dick cow. Like dead?
He's +3.
Yep.
So 4 points of damage, and then roll again for the second attack. He's got 2 bad boys.
It's 18.
18, that hits as well.
It's a 2.
They
It's usually
fell.
5.
They left like literally 20 seconds before I just died.
So Baki actually takes pretty good 2 swipes at this thing as he very quickly with both of his long swords now equipped, finding a familiar grace in the face of combat. You watch as this, and the strange thing is you've noticed Baki is a little bit older. He's not old, but he's it feels like he's past his prime, but he seems to have the muscle memory to take on a combatant, and you watch as he pretty handily engages with the creature, and that's going to be the end of his turn. Setheras, it is your turn. You watch as the creature begins. It looks like it's breathing heavily and seems to have blood pouring out from various wounds, both on the head and on the 2 arms where Baki has just struck it.
It's bloodthirst.
Oh, God. I wonder if this would do what I think it would do.
You can
And it
certainly,
might.
you can certainly try whatever it is you're trying to do.
This might be the most fucked up thing I've ever said.
Okay.
But I want to do the heating or chilling effect.
Okay.
And I want to heat the entirety of his body by 20 degrees.
Make a wisdom check.
I mean, that might kill someone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
if that,
Yeah,
if that
that's the general plan at this point because he doesn't seem to be listening to, hey, we're friends, don't attack us.
Yeah.
Rock fell on him, he was like, I'm going to stab you in the face. And now I'm like, I'm going to literally melt your brain at this exact moment. You said wisdom?
Yeah.
22.
How much damage does that do?
I don't even know if it
So-
would be considered damage. That would just, I think at a certain point, once your body temperature hits a certain point, your
Well,
body
yeah,
shuts
but also
off,
in
like,
D&D, you
you
can't
watch
just
this-
fucking insta-kill
you
people.
can.
You watch as the creature begins to appear uncomfortable.
Good.
Shifting around, it begins kind of tearing out its clothes. It doesn't seem to be convulsing, but it seems to be discomfort. It's
I'm just going to keep that heat on it.
uncomfortable.
And that's my, actually, I'm gonna. I've moved out of the room now, and I'm just chilling.
Dwayne,
Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
brings us to
Speaking of rocks.
Dwayne's turn. He's dodging. There's nothing really in the way, so I think he's just probably going to take a better just a defensive stance. That brings us to Rick. Rick.
So yeah, everybody
Y'all think
Yeah,
anything with the
found
corpse?
their desk or found some equipment. I'm just gonna run across here and try to find something.
So you have 30 feet of movement.
Oh,
So
there's
you,
6 over here.
What's some views right now?
so you're trying to go over here
Yeah, I already checked these 2, so I guess we go up here. So,
to this one.
Yeah, so
Let's
I
see
have to
here.
go to the second.
This one.
Yeah, still behind the desk though. Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys, don't have.
Yeah, you're
finish
fine.
with myself.
yeah. Go ahead, and make an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh!
Good job, guys.
So you are very quickly able to catalog the entirety of this desk, but it appears to be the same records, history books.
It's not.
Trying to crafting hammer. Okay,
You-
find one.
You do find plenty of tools on there. There are small hammers, so if you would like to throw a hammer, you could definitely throw a hammer.
Try to throw a hammer.
Don't hammer.
Yeah, make a dexterity. It's an attack using your dexterity, so it's roll a d20 then add your dexterity modifier.
12.
12. That just hits actually. Roll a 1d4. It's gonna be the damage die for a hammer like this.
4.
4.
Max damage.
Just kill him without a hammer!
So as you're rummaging very quickly trying to find something, you are able to quickly go boom, and you watch as this thing bounces off of its head and it goes stunned for a second, and then it's growling and looking at you.
Hello.
That's gonna be it's gonna be your turn pretty much. That brings us to Amon.
Amon is also noticing people are finding things in desks.
I love that it's just he's like deeper voiced to Zarek, and it's the greatest
It's
thing
beautiful.
about life right
Honestly, I really appreciate it so much on so many levels. So where would you like to go? You have 30 feet of movement.
Amon is going to go across the way over here. And he's going to check these things.
Make an investigation check.
Say
Look across the
17?
way. We can check this thing.
Similar thing. There aren't any personal effects that you recognize, but you do see plenty of tools. So you do see some, small hammers.
Rick says you gotta check that hammer.
Yes, if there is hammer, I know one thing, and that is chucking them.
The chucking of the hammer.
So you're going to be trying to check a hammer as well. I think you're pretty close.
Voice confused voice.
That's going to be. We'll say that's a disadvantage. So you can throw it, but it's going to be a disadvantage.
Is that because there are people in the way?
It looks like so. Right now, the desk that you're at is maybe about chest high. It's like a
Stuff on the desk.
There's stuff on the desk. There's plenty of clutter.
It's a tall desk.
It's a tall desk, and there are people in the way, and it's also you're not.
I'll try.
Yeah, so you can certainly try.
Damn it. That's such a good one. Plus my dex points.
Plus your dex mod.
14.
Oh.
40, that just hits.
Nice.
So you can roll a 1d4 for damage actually.
That's calm. One. 1 plus my dex, which is 1.
Just one.
Okay, yeah, just 1.
Yeah. Well,
One
it's
point of
it's better than none. You watch as this thing in very quick succession. The creature has felt ping, and then another one to the back of the head ping,
Yeah.
and it is trying to look between the two who have just chucked hammers at it, and is trying to decide which of you is currently the greater priority.
I was with him.
You're dead. Enigma is going to bring us to your turn. You are fully equipped at this point. You don't have any. I mean, you have your natural armor, but
It's pretty good.
you currently have all of your equipment. Or pretty much because it's only about 6 seconds. You're able to equip your weapons. That's about it.
Alright. I'm gonna pull out a knife. Like that.
I've got so many. Yeah.
So many.
You gonna do it? Okay. Are you proficient in simple ranged weapons? Or simple weapons?
Just simple weapon.
Simple weapons? Oh yeah, then yeah. So you can actually consider this a I don't know. Some people consider knives, darts, a little bit heavier. So you can go ahead and do. You can throw this. This is add a dex mod to your dice roll.
That's a 16.
What'd you roll?
16.
16?
Or, no, 18.
18. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll for the dagger.
That's
And because you are proficient, you can add your proficiency bonus to this to the damage die.
what am I rolling?
I believe a dagger is a 1d4.
That's
The one plus your proficiency.
one. What would that be?
Your
Plus
2
dex. For damage?
Plus
for
2.
damage.
It would be plus dex, not plus. Oh no, it is plus. Oh no, it's a plus dexterity. No, it's plus dexterity, not plus proficiency. It's your
You're
attack
right.
mod.
Swap
not
it. Yeah.
proficiency.
So yeah, just add your dex modifier to the damage, which is 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Still, 1 damage is better than none damage. But that does bring us to the end of the round. As you are able to hit it, it is in very quick succession. 3 things have hit it. This last thing has stuck as it catches
It hurt less
in
than
its
the other
back,
thing.
in its back shoulder, and you watch it kind of as it looks cornered at the moment. As you're doing this, you feel
Oh yeah, rock.
another. I need these two to make a dexterity saving throw.
So that's gonna be
Mark. No, that's that's fucking Eric.
It's Dwayne.
Eric.
So Dwayne
What's
and
it for Eric?
Amon.
Eric got 10 plus whatever.
Is Dex not plus 3? No, it's plus 0 because you tried
Oh, it's not
you tried
actually.
picking a lock and you get plus nothing.
That's pretty for that. So what'd you roll?
8.
8.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah, both still fail.
Oh no!
Actually, not y'all save, but y'all take half damage.
Oh, that's how that works.
Um,
Still a rock falling on you.
Yeah.
it's gonna be 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright. Aim
And
get damage.
He's down.
They're both down.
They're both
Um,
unconscious?
Are you dropped to 0?
No, I had 3 HP.
He is. You hear behind you a thud as
Eric's unconscious.
as
He wants to
the
make death
dwarf
saving throws for Eric.
as the dwarf. Actually, he was holding a dodge
You
action.
say it's because
He would-
Oh yeah, so he would have.
Yeah.
He would have.
That gives you
He would have had
advantage.
advantage on it when it rolled.
Actually,
so.
yeah.
So more.
He's still
Nat 20.
Nat 20. There you go.
Did you say he already made the save though?
He didn't make a save, but in case of a nat
Just as
20.
it saved you.
I mean, he's pretty small, and it looks like he's under a desk right now.
So he's looking for shit under the desk.
Maybe
We'll
you're
go ahead.
stuck.
We'll go ahead and say that's. I guess we'll just have that even more. Is it probably like it's a big rock, but he's still gonna get hit.
Like a quarter damage?
Like yeah, so he'll only take 4.
He's still
So
unconscious.
he's still unconscious, but because he's
the
under
big
desk. It
rock
wouldn't make
smashes
sense
the
for-
table and the small one just comes and sits him on the
Yeah.
head.
But Amon, you do take half damage from it. But
Well, one.
yeah, so
The 8, yeah.
the 8 damage. But that's gonna be the end of the turn as this
16.
creature
Which if you didn't make that save, you'd be dead like me.
Yeah.
again is trying to is
How much damage did I get hit by?
enough to kill you.
18, damn.
There he's pretty hurting for a squirrel. He's gonna turn around and he's going to actually
Eat my corpse.
he's gonna make a rush for the door.
That's smart.
And
Did you
it's
say he's
gonna,
hurting for squirting?
and it's gonna be Baki's turn. Baki's probably not gonna engage.
I mean, that's the exit though, right?
Well, it didn't work.
I mean, y'all know.
Yeah, it's a door.
It is a door.
1 of 2.
Baki will probably not engage. Will probably well. I don't know. He is armored.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he's geared. He's probably chasing an attack.
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what the hell's on the other side of that thing, but there's more.
I think he's gonna get to there. That's about to where he's gonna is as far as he's gonna be able to get. Actually, I think he
When
did.
you got an opportunity attack?
Where
He could have left his aim.
He did, yeah. Actually, so he's gonna get an opportunity to attack.
Let's roll that.
Scarred. But it's a natural one.
We are all good.
It's not much better. It's
5 plus.
Does it matter?
no, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna be like.
It'd be 5 plus 5.
5. Yeah, it's not gonna hit. Just ever so slightly misses.
Well, it's a longsword, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be 5 plus 6 because his strength is plus 4. So it'd be,
Still would
it doesn't. I don't know if it matters. But
Because it'd be 12 to hit.
is it?
But yeah, he's not gonna make it. But that's gonna be Setheras' turn now. You still watch as it is uncomfortable. It has begun clawing at its shirt. It doesn't, to the best of your knowledge, it doesn't appear like the insides are being warmed, just the outsides.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That was a fun thing.
Don't really have anything I could do. All I could really do is.
Let's see if cantrip freeze.
I can't have raised that. Okay, does anyone have a scroll revivify? Ooh.
I don't know where to
You what?
move.
You move? Okay.
Fucking bullshit ass high damage roll rock.
I know.
Did more than 18.
I'll check
fucking
this table.
damage.
Make an investigation check.
Fuck it. I don't
Bullshit
know.
ass.
It's
16 I'd be alive
18.
right now. Like your damn rock.
Yeah,
There's some fucking tools.
There's some tools on there. You found a pretty good tool station, but the same thing is like you could potentially find a hammer or a
Oh, yeah,
screwdriver.
no, throwing mage hand.
You could maintain, yeah.
So I'm mage handing the hammer, and I'm just like yeeting it at him.
not quite sure you can eat stuff with mage.
You're not allowed to make attacks with mage hand.
Yeah, you can't really make it.
Well, then I myself will pick up a thing
That's
and
pretty.
yeet it at him.
That's
I'll do the disadvantage.
What if it's dirty?
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you can.
At this point, we're all going to die anyways.
Yeah, you can make a attack roll with disadvantage at your dex mod.
Which is a 1.
Ooh, that's really high.
They were both 12s, so 13.
Luckily enough, you are able to just hit it.
It's a D4.
It's a D4, yeah, and just a straight D4.
2.
Nice.
It hits it in the back of the head as it kind of stumbles into the door. You hear a yelp as this thing looks like it's hurting pretty bad.
Y'all are just throwing fucking hammers at this
Just
bitch.
yeet the shit at it.
And then Dwayne, it's Dwayne's turn.
If you don't yeet the hammer at a were-rat, is it even really a hammer?
Is it really a hammer? Dwayne, what would you like to do, Dwayne? What would Dwayne do? He has his gun now, so he could make an attack.
Dwayne, well, the reason
but-
Dwayne wasn't attacking before is because we were trying
So yeah,
to
he would shoot it.
coerce it into not.
No, wait, Dwayne's unconscious.
He is
Dwayne needs to make death saving throws.
Just kidding. Yeah, someone make a death saving throw for.
Dwayne took 4 damage and was knocked
Yeah,
unconscious.
I completely forgot.
Instead of just flying hammers and falling rocks.
18.
Yeah,
And
so
that's it.
he has one
One
save.
death save.
That's gonna be Rick's turn.
Rick,
Um,
Rick,
There,
Rick.
there are still plenty of hammers in front of you.
I'll be
Two
the spirit
hammers.
cheerleader.
You have 2 hammers.
I got 2 hammers.
Okay.
I'll be the spirit cheerleader.
Because you're not really proficient. I'll say you can only really make an attack with 1, but you can certainly go
I'm
for
saving
it.
one for the next game.
All right. Are you using any movement, or are you? Because right now it looks like
Man,
Baki is right in between the
this
two.
would go really
Oh.
different if I didn't do that.
I'll move up.
Yeah. So
I got 30 feet.
you can
Yeah, I'm trying to at least get good
Yeah.
line of sight.
you can make it, and I don't.
Because he's still trying to go for the door, right?
Yeah. So you can make an attack.
Next time I
your-
smash
at your dex mod.
corpse. Well, at least this wasn't Remedy.
15. That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
At least this wasn't Remedy.
1.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
In the back of the leg.
again. You're kind of just pelting this poor creature, which is now trying to run for its life, as it is being pelted and bombarded with little objects.
I just try to chuck it across. Damn, rodent.
Go get it! Go get it! That's beautiful. Amon, that's gonna bring it to your turn.
Amon notices that Dwayne is down, so Amon is going to attempt to stabilize Dwayne. So,
Do you have? I don't think you have any
no, I
heroic kits
can-
or anything, but you can make a medicine check.
Yeah, I will.
Just
I will.
DC 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay alive.
You're able to come around to the side of the table and check underneath and. So yeah, well, go ahead and make your medicine check.
It's like Dead by Daylight where you accidentally stab them with no fails.
That's just plus my medicine, right?
Yeah.
That is a 9.
Oh, done. You're not quite sure if this is just a concussion, or if he's truly unconscious, or if he's dead, or anything. You're just able to see that he's on the ground. In the heat of battle, you're not able to ascertain his condition at the moment. He seems like he's out of it for sure, but that's you have a little bit more movement. But other than that, it's going to be your action.
How far could I get?
We'll say that was about 10 feet of movement just to get around the desk because you're really just walking around. So you have another 20 feet of movement.
The fuck? Oh, you got it. That was a fun character.
Yeah. I guess I'll just chill over here.
So should I make another mannequin?
That was kind of a one and done. Where I'm not going to reintroduce another character
Oh, I'm just done.
for a little bit until we can get into the story and introduce a character. What did you?
Oh,
You're moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to put.
Enigma, it's going to be your turn.
You know, in the fourth room.
Technically, none of them were really rooms because we didn't have.
I am just far off over here.
Okay, you're just gonna.
Because it's starting to leave the room.
This is
You're just
like
gonna turn and
if in
walk
that
away.
first fight the dragon actually breathed ice and I just fucking died.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, sure enough, you'll watch as Enigma just kind of turns on its.
Beef boat.
And that's gonna be the end of the round. You hear another as the cylindrical pylon, one of the cylindrical pylons, tumbles over, and another rock is gonna fall. Where it falls, nobody knows. So it falls. Someone make a dexterity saving throw for Baki.
14 plus 3.
Starts at 17. I'm gonna make one for where we're at. 14. And for the it's gonna be, what did he roll?
17 or 14.
17.
Yeah.
So you roll 14 plus 3.
Yeah.
17. He just saves.
Thank God.
But that's gonna be enough for the where we're at. It's gonna be 5 points of damage to Baki. A bludgeoning damage as it
He still
he had a 1d8, so I think he has three hit points. I think it was a 1d8 plus
Nothing.
No, plus nothing. So you'll watch us at the other end of the room. I get the how do you want to do this? Because the were-at is instantly crushed.
Can my spirit yell, "Ah, fuck you, bitch!" in
Um,
spirit? No one hears anything. No one cares.
you specifically do not hear anything, as the spirit of Zailien is still currently in the middle of being judged right now. But
And
What
you
are-
are judged poorly, son.
What are your crimes?
But you watch as the creature is slain,
Nice.
unmoving.
Or do a cast spirit and dying unconscious.
Sure enough, you are
Good.
we're
just stabilized.
yeah. So he's stabilized.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
and with that, we're gonna go ahead and end it for the night.
See y'all in 3 months.
That was
You won't be seeing me again for at least a month.
I
Or longer.
Yeah.
we yeeted hammers at it for
Hey,
20 minutes
Hey,
straight.
Brady, you know what that does? That solves the problem of which game I should come to.
Pressing hammers and just gets
That does.
yeeted by
That solves that problem right there. For at least like a month or a month or two.
Well, that was session 1 of Amnesia Party. Did things go the way that we thought they were gonna go?
No.
Maybe.
Zailien was gonna open up. He was gonna be super nice later. He's gonna be super chill. Nope, he dead.
I want you to know that
Crushed by
it was taking everything Setheras had to not set you on fire.
You should have. That would have been a better death. It wouldn't have fucked the rest of you.
But yeah, so thank you very much for joining. This will be up on YouTube, hopefully.
I plan on trying to upload it right now.
Like right, yeah. So
Because you'll probably hang out for a minute, right?
we'll try and get this thing uploaded. So definitely by tomorrow, by Monday. That's typically how we're gonna do this. So the YouTube video for this will be available the Monday after
It was a good time.
Sunday. So yeah. Anyone else? You want to say anything else?
I feel like Zarek's gonna.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for tuning in.
Kiki Curry
Thank you,
for
Kiki.
being a dope ass.
You were awesome.
Yeah, loyal streamer.
Loyal streamer.
We love our following.
Our small but loyal
If-
followers.
It
But
was nice meeting you all. We'll never speak again. Have a good night.
Zalen's dead as
Zalen's
fuck.
dead as fuck. He ain't coming back. I feel like some kind of revenge is going to be extracted upon me in our
I
other
went for
game.
falling rocks. I would have done.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a good feeling Tarek's gonna push you off the boat.
Here's the thing, because in the other campaign,
I will leave you in the astral plane.
we
the
won't get into that.
see through it.
I'll leave you in it.
Yeah, and
I'll be able
to get back.
Take a while.
But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. We will be here next Sunday night at 9 o'clock. And
I won't.
like, do we have like a thing that we're? Oh god. Well, I was gonna say, do we have a thing that we're saying to like sign off?
Zailien died.
Have a good bit of R&R.
Have a good bit of R&R.
Cowabunga.
That's it.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
man.
We're gonna. I hate
Just gonna
that.
call it there.
Yeah. See y'all later.
Have a good one, guys.